Bah. Ba ba ba. How's it going? It's going the same as it did yesterday. I'm sure everybody knows by now, but everybody in Vishojo is left, which is cool. You know, I'm glad that they're no longer in that position. Hello. Sorry, I'm eating a candy. Because I'm stupid. I don't know why I decided to eat a candy. But hello, guys. Hello. Aside from that... Oh, wow. I guess I'm ghost code today. Aside from that, yeah, a couple of days ago? Yesterday, Genshin released the trailer for Nodcry. Like the full trailer, and I didn't see it yesterday, and then they're releasing a million characters, and I want to watch it right now, immediately, right now, immediately. This is so important, and then we'll get back to Happy Saint SHEOL, but I really want to watch the Nodcry trailer, because the Nodcry trailer looks so cool, and they introduced a million people, and it's so awesome. Sorry for burping. Ugh. Hold on, let me grab it. Where's my browser? Also, actually, today has been better because of the fact that it was Mystic's anniversary stream. Oh, wow. Oh, my entire timeline is I just opened YouTube and my entire front page is just like, Bishoujo exploded. Everybody look. And then also some Game Grumps, because I've been watching a lot of Game Grumps. So that's kind of cool. It doesn't matter. Let's go to the Genshin Nodcry trailer. That's cool. And I'm really excited for the Nodcry trailer. I'm so hyped. I haven't watched it yet. The actual official 5-minute trailer. What?
You wish to hear...
Oh, I have it. I have the wrong one open. Oops. Sorry. Here we go. You wish to hear the story of the moon. Very fast. I know you guys probably don't care, but I don't care. This is important to me.
You wish to hear a story of the moon?
Story of the moon?
That tale begins long ago.
This Vorka, he's real. He's been gone for 6 updates.
Your story already.
I am not moving.
Thanks for the heads up.
What? I am. Is your stream lagging? New character, Yahoya. I don't think I'll be pulling for her unless she's a 4-star, which means she'll probably come with some of my pulls. I do have my theories for who's a 4-star already. But the characters are really cute.
Hey kid, that headpiece of yours is pretty unique. Who designed it?
It's Dvalin! Not Dvalin, it's Durin. I call him Dvalin, but it's not, it's Durin. I do need to get Durin. It was my PC problem. I loved Mystic's new model. Yeah, Paro can feel better soon. Drink a lot of water, man.
Willpower flowed freely among countless beings.
Cool. The trailers are so pretty for Genshin now. They put all of their dollars into these things.
This planet made 3 moons rise from the earth.
So we're getting the Welcome Moon song, which, speaking of Welcome Moon, I need to buy Welcome Moons. Paro kept caught in evil wasteland cold. That freaking wasteland and their pollutions. Flints! I really want to get Flints. I'm so serious. I need him. I need to get him. He's so cool looking. Then we have Sandrone.
The Frostmoon Scions again.
Is this a new character trailer? No, this is the new update trailer. For the 6.0 update, instead of Snezhnaya, it's going to be entirely focused on Nodcry. And Nodcry has a bunch of lore stuff. They're doing Welcome Moon. They got Durin, which is the dragon that died in Dragon Spine. They got Sandrone, which is one of the harbingers. They got Columbina, which is one of the harbingers. We got Dottore coming back, Scar coming back. We got a million things. It's really cool.
Futile rebellion.
What?
Oh, pale white frost moon.
I thought about pulling for her, but now that I've seen all the characters, I know I'm not. I can't pull. I can't pull for her.
Beseech you.
I need to save up for everybody else. Do you know what I mean?
Celestial dome above.
Celestial
May your
dome.
gentle tears pierce the frigid night.
She's very beautiful though. I'm serious. She's gorgeous.
Your guiding light.
You gotta save for ZZZ too. I got 93 pulls in ZZZ right now. I've been grinding off camera. Yes, I sat down and I played through a lot of the summer event. I know I don't have enough. I need to get Orphe. I need to get all of. I need to get all of them. All of the little, my little guys, my little fellas. I've been thinking about it. But I need to grind in both of these games, unfortunately, in order to save up. Luckily, ZZZ is very generous with its pulls. Genshin not so much, which means I have to grind extra hard.
The story.
We have a snake lady.
Huh.
She's cool.
Finished already, huh?
Finished?
No.
There's Varka.
It's just a greater storyteller than myself.
It's like a
has
weird steampunkish thing.
Beyond
Hi,
the
Zedge.
moonlight's reach, an ancient shadow brandishes its hunting claws, taking aim at the stars.
Oh wow.
You're right. I came here for the moon.
There he is, Varka. I've heard a lot of, I'm actually not going to talk about it just yet. I'll talk about it in a second. What? Oh. She's got a moon sigil on her forehead. Huh. She cut her hand. Ah, he's so
You
cool.
have the wrong person. Now, be gone.
So exciting. And then obviously Alice is coming out in this update as well, which is insane. Everybody's very excited for Alice. I'm so happy that she's real. Columbina! I do need Columbina desperately. She's so beautiful.
In the water, the future mirrors the past.
She's so
The
pretty.
veil of lies.
Look at her.
slipping. Time is short. The moon's fall is nigh.
Ah, Columbina. There's still a minute left, sorry. There's Alice.
Here at last. And things look even messier than last time.
And
Well, Miss
Albedo.
Alice, shall we begin?
I hope we get a scene with Alice and Klee really badly. I really hope so. I would love for Alice and Klee to, like, get a hug in or something.
There's no rush, and I'd like to catch up with an old friend first. And you, young man?
There he
Let's
is.
part ways here.
There's
I have an old
Scaramouche.
score of my own to settle.
I have a theory, as many other people, that Dotori is in fact going to die in this update. He might be dead. He might be dying. He might be getting murdered. I'm not gonna lie. Dotori might be getting killed on, like hardcore. Like hardcore. I think Dotori may die. He might dead. Please, homo festering. Oh no, not homo. Hoyo. Accidentally typed in homo. Give it a sister sword. Okay, let me look up Genshin official. We need to look, because they've announced all the characters. I do have the image itself, but I would like to just go through the thingy. This is so important to me. I know you guys probably don't care. Please bear with me. Oh, but they've announced all of the characters that are going to be releasing. So we have Nicole, we have Aino, we have Varka. Cool. We have Jehoda, we have Durin, we have Sandrone, I've heard people say that Sandrona is not actually going to be getting a playable character model, though. So, I have a feeling that she might be getting pulled away and held back until actual Snezhnaya comes out. We have Lauma, we have Nefer, and we have Flins, and then we have, of course, Columbina, Alice. The, like, two most, like, exciting characters to come out. I really, really like Alice's design. I'm a huge fan of the way that they went about giving her the witch hat, or the fact that she just doesn't have the witch hat anymore. Like, it's the skeleton of a witch hat. I think that that's really cool, and the design is it's really funky. I really hope we get a scene with Alice and Klee. I would really like to see them get together and enjoy each other. And then Columbina she's so pretty. She's so pretty. She's so pretty and delicate. I have a feeling that for her ultimate they'll have her open her eyes, probably, right? Probably. Lauma, I was thinking, because they had posted about Lauma, right, in the teaser, and I was like, oh, they're introducing new lunar reactions. I probably should hold off and maybe get one, either the robot girl or Lauma, right, because they're introducing lunar charged. No. I am sorry, Lauma, we are skipping, unfortunately, because I don't know if Nefer is going to be a 5-star or a 4-star. I feel like she could go either way. She has the same vibes that Candace did for me, and I think she might be leaning 5-star, but there's always a chance she might be a 4-star. And then Flynn's is a guaranteed pull for me. I desperately need Flynn's. He's so cool! Get Robot Girl. Parokia, I need to save. Parokia, I can't. She's coming out next update in 7 days, Parokia. I can't pull for her. I need to save up my pulls for Varka. Varka actually is a maybe for me. I'm very heavily leaning into pulling for him, but you need her for me. Parokia, if you fund my oh god, what's her name? If you fund those pulls, I'll pull for her, but I can't, man. I can't, man. I need to save up for the other characters. I'm thinking about it. If Varka turns out to be a really good one. Also, he has Wolf's Gravestone. This is Diluc's weapon. He has Wolf's Gravestone. What the hell? Why does he have that? Then there's Jehoda. I think that Jehoda is almost guaranteed a 4-star. Her silhouette is just not exciting enough. And also, she looks like a 4-star, you know? I absolutely need to pull for Durin, and I don't think Sandrone is coming out. But Columbina and Alice are both characters that I'm definitely going to pull on. I've heard some complaints about Varka's design, and to that I say, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't know why you had big expectations from Hoyoverse when it came to designing Varka. It was either he was gonna be a playable character, so he would have, like, kind of a twinky face, or he would be a not playable character and he would look like an NPC. So, I'm glad that he got at least one of them. I also think that Aino is going to be a 4-star. I really think that she's going to be a 4-star. I'm placing my bets that she is a 4-star. How many characters are they coming out with? So, with this, it's 1, 2, 3, 11? 11, maybe 10, not counting Sandrone, if the leaks are true. If what the streets are saying is true, and that Nicole, and that Sandrone is not actually going to have a playable character, a 10. I would hope that she does have a playable character, because I would love to see the duo playstyle really badly. Anyways, let me find, where is this character? Where is she? Inafa. I have to save. Are most of them coming together? No. So the way that it's going to be is, like, each character is going to probably be its own update, or 2 characters per update. We'll see. But usually they do 1 or 2 characters per update patch. So 6.1 will probably have the first 40 days be these characters. 6.2 will have another 2 characters. 6.3 will have whatever. I think it's pretty certain that Lauma is going to be in the first couple of updates. People are saying that 6.3 is when Columbina might be coming out. If so, because probably they're gonna release her after the Archon quest. She's a highly anticipated unit. People are very excited for Columbina. I don't know. I don't know. But it's gonna be over the course of the entire 6.0 update. So everything within 6.0, all of the patches. So there's gonna be 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, probably 6.6 and 6.7, maybe 6.8. I don't know if they're gonna do 6.9. They usually don't do a 0.9 update. But who knows? Who knows? Anyways, this next coming update is gonna be the last one before Nod Cry. So this next coming update patch, I think it's 5.8 is coming out. Yeah, version 5.8. It's gonna be the summer event. So that's what people are speaking about. That's what I'm excited for. I'm super duper hyped of them. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cool. Concept overview. They gotta hold on. Let me see this. Ouch. Please don't speak to me. Please don't make noises. Confirm. Okay. Okay. They got, oh god. This is a heavy, I guess is this what, they made a website for the concept? Paha Isle, where the Fatui assemble. Fatui assemble. And then there's also this. What is this? Huh. And then we can see basically what the shape of Nod Cry is gonna be like. Nod Cry is gonna be right about here. There's gold. There's like stuff everywhere. It's interesting. Basically, we'll have to explore the website. But look, Blue Amber Lake. Ugh, I need to stay in the comments. Columbina! She's so cute. Look at her. She's so pretty. I'm so excited to see her be like a beast. I hope she's some sort of a beastly guy. A beast of a unit. But here's those wallpapers. So this is what we're gonna see in Nod Cry, the visuals. It's gonna be really pretty. That's where he was going through. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. Capitano. Capitano was walking through when we were watching that trailer. I thought it was a recap of all of the nations, but no, it's not. It's entirely Nod Cry. Laggy, yeah. It's because I don't really allocate a lot of RAM and stuff for what's it called, for Opera GX. So I try and avoid that. But yeah, I'm super hyped. I'm very excited. I'm super excited to see what they're gonna do with the lore and the story. Obviously, I'm gonna play through it with everybody because I'm excited. I've been working on it, and I hope that Alice is a pyro DPS, so I'll be able to have an up-to-date pyro DPS, because I haven't pulled for any recent pyro DPSs, so I only have like Klee and Yoimiya and Hutel, and technically also Gaming, but I don't know, I don't feel like building Gaming, you know? So that's what that is. Very excited. Thank you for the lurk. Alright, let me open up Happy Saint SHEOL. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna start playing it. Happy Saint SHEOL. We're continuing the story. Everybody be excited. Game. Demo. Games and demos. There we go. Ba 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 ba. Ba. Thank you for letting me yap about it for a while. It was really cool. I'm very excited about it. Okay, let's pause this. Exciting. I'm gonna turn on my air conditioner again because it's hot. It's hot, bro. It's hot. I hate it's actually pouring down rain outside, but it's still boiling hot. So. We try our best. Am I right or am I right, guys? Alright, let's continue the game. We did day 4 morning. So what should I do? Go to work. We had a nightmare. We met a bunch of people last time. If I have to choose between some options, I'll save it. How's it raining, Lucky? Okay, everyone. Let's all keep loving one another as we work today. Okay? Only 1 or 2 people respond through the din. With the main bishop's morning greetings finished, Sakura gives a silent bow. The morning starts the same way as always. Wait here until I return. Don't do anything. Today's job will be difficult for newcomers, so prepare yourselves. Dude, we're about to clean up a scary thingy. Bishop! Seasonal's cheers can be heard all over the city. Sakura follows Bishop Haku out. Wow. Before I can ask about it, Sakura disappears at the end of the passage. He's always like that. I freaking hate him. God, I hate him. Without much other choice, I sit down in the room with Maya, the other newcomer, and decide to wait for him. We're gonna be cleaning up 30 dead bodies, trust. Rain don't mix, the water will evaporate and you will cook like a steam cooker. I'm dead ass. Yes, it's hot. It's hot. I wonder what Q is always doing with the bishop. Stop calling him Q, bruh. Paperwork, maybe? I think he has it pretty hard. I think he has it pretty hard. He has to do his regular department work while helping with the bishop's work, doesn't he? Yeah, he's one of those, auxiliary bishops, apparently. Though I don't really know why he takes on all those painful tasks either. In all honesty, I don't know much at all about auxiliary bishops. Dr. Gret gave me a basic rundown yesterday, but that's all. Even so, I said the word since it came to mind. Probably don't want to cut off my conversation with Maya. I don't think that's it. Also, yesterday she got really pissed at us for talking with the girl. I forgot her name. She got really pissed at us for talking with us, and she was like, "You're really mean, you know that, right?" And I was like, "What? What? We were trying to include you in the conversation. What are you talking about?" I don't think that's it. It's more like he's just always with the bishop, and she's a little difficult to get used to. You thought the same too, huh? Huh? Doesn't the bishop seem kind of weird sometimes? Like her face will suddenly go all serious in the middle of a conversation. She might have murdered somebody, but she doesn't really do it. She doesn't really do it. It just feels like she does. Yeah. It's kind of ominous, I guess. My hallucinations of her face shifting even though it's not. Yeah, maybe. Probably not a good idea to say stuff like that without thinking. I don't know, she's slow at talking, but I don't get a bad feeling from her or an ominous one either. Also, we saw an angel. We saw the angel that's been haunting our weird gut nightmares, or intestine nightmares, and I believe that it is Maya. Really? Maybe you're just oversensitive? Vico, did something happen? Huh? What? To be honest, I'd be lying to her if I said I didn't recall anything that had to do with the blonde-haired girl. Oh yeah, this garbage lady that freaking was forcing her tongue down our throats and naked on us last night. That was freaky. I wish I could tell her nothing happened, but for some reason my mouth doesn't want to open. If you don't remember it, you don't remember it, man. It was a really uncomfortable scene of her trying to get us to get it on, and the main character was really not messing with it. The awkward silence continues until she says something. If it's nothing, then that's fine. Contrary to her words, she looks around, still apparently wanting to say something. Vico, what is your relationship with the blonde girl? Well, how do you know this, bro? The music stopped. What? Feel my heart cease its beating, just for a moment. Why do you ask that? Why? Well, I saw you and possibly surprised at me raising my voice, Maya looks down and starts mumbling. And because I'm not familiar with how people talk in the capital, I can't really tell what she's saying. What? What did you see, Maya? Perturbed, I asked her again. And then I realized what I'm doing has scared her, so I take a deep breath and try to rationalize things inside my head. It might just be a coincidence, but just then something flies at me from behind. It hits my back, and whatever it is, it's sticky and cold. Then it falls to the ground with a disappointing sound. Naturally, I close my mouth again and look in the direction of the noise. What? 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 Some kind of bright red clump with yellow mass and dark blue blood vessels stuck to it. Blood seeps from it, staining the wooden floor. The scene from my dream flashes through my mind. It's absurd, but as the embarrassment passes, I don't actually feel much confusion. Eventually, I hear a man's awful shriek, like nails on metal. It doesn't take long for me to realize that the horrific sound is coming from my own throat. Ah! Several people nearby burst out laughing, appearing to revel in my shock. I look up and see a few vaguely familiar cleanup department priests going past. I don't know them well. Pico. Girls wearing thick face powder and boys wearing purposefully baggy clothes have formed a pack of delinquents. They menacingly grin at me. Did they throw a body part at me? I search my memory. I've definitely seen them before. They're the ones who were near Blondie. One of them meets my eyes and then raises his voice theatrically. Oh no, he saw us. The guys next to him, clearly holding in a laugh at the first joke, claps him on the shoulder. Hey, what was that throw? Your aim sucks. Hi Siri. Good luck with work, seasonal. Fickle laughter. Sorry. Wait, are you mad? Is he senile or something? Wow, is this his first time seeing a mouse or what? Did they freak up a mouse? Amidst all the flying words flying back and forth, one person's voice catches my ears. A mouse? I look at it again. On the floor is a dead mouse. Oh, its fur snarled and its pupils clouded over. It definitely not what I saw a moment ago. There is pizza. Guys, this is epic. Here, hold on. I need to add a warning for the mature game and this. Done. Thank you. Definitely not what I saw a moment ago. Wait, but just before it flustered, I grope around my back where it hit me. My hand comes back clean. Of course, no blood to speak of. And throwing a dead mouse at someone is still kind of a fucked up thing to do, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's a normal thing to freak out at. Then my dazed ears hear a voice cut through the tumult, that high bouncing sickening twang. Come on, quit bullying the poor new guy. Little Vico is weak-hearted. You scared him. As she grins, she joins with the others' loud laughter. Hi, Satan. We can stab you. I think that'd be cool. I like my whole purpose of being here is just I'm here temporarily, man. I don't even want to know what they talked about before. And Freckles' little sis is still with you too. Are you going out or what? Hey, if you say stuff like that, your head might go flying. He's, the magic department and all. Arne Alternata's the one sticks out a pinky and gestures with it. I've never seen someone do that before, but I immediately realize what he means by it. Man, now I'm jealous. What did a country bumpkin like him do to get that far? Did he yank his pants off in front of the princess or something? Whoa, that's not just a minor love affair, huh? Now, isn't that something? Even more laughter rings out. Maya just stands there, frozen, with all the glares on her, unable to hide. Their frivolous words make me feel faint. Did they know how much? Everything? Since when? Was I the only one who didn't know, despite being directly involved? How many people knew about this? Eventually, I opened my mouth to ask a question that made the one question that made it through all the chaos in my head. What are you all doing here? Why aren't you working? Whoa, it's the auxiliary bishop. I'm so scared. I thought for a moment this dead mouse's mama walked in. Ha 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 ha. Luckily, Sekaret's entrance immediately breaks them up. As they scatter and head out the room, he stops the blonde-haired girl. Get to the bishop's room. She has something else to say to you. You got it, bub. Bro, you suck, bro. Bro, you suck. What happened to the chairwoman? Where's anger issues? She leaves the room and suddenly, and the room is suddenly silent again, like it was before. With only the three of us in it. How long? Oops. Hold on. How long are you going to stand there? Ready yourselves. Okay. We're going on our mission. The one that's like supposed to be really scary and intimidating. Also, I'm gonna be right back really fast because I'm gonna go grab pizza. So I hope you guys don't mind. BRB. I just went to go grab pizza. Sorry guys. Just stepped away for a couple of seconds. Sorry. I wanted to grab some pizza. We got Little Caesars. Do you guys like Little Caesars or do you hate it? Because apparently a lot of people don't like it. And I think that Little Caesars is bomb. I like their cheese to sauce ratio. Cheese. Cheeseburgers. Da. Ba 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 ba. Lol. Little Caesars, my beloved. Deliciousness. Delicious and yummy. I don't care where it comes from. Respect. I don't like Domino's. I've never been a fan. I think Pizza Hut is okay, but I really only order Pizza Hut for the wings. Hi, Juicy. Also, I really like crazy bread. I'm trying to finish as much as I can right now before we have to lock in again. Pizza and walk? Walk where? Guys, should I turn on violent scenes? Do you guys want me to keep that off or do you want me to turn it on? Sorry. What? Hold on. Hold on, I'll be right back again. I need to pee now, sorry. Okay, I've returned. Alright, locking in time, locking in. Back to business. Sorry about that. Continuing on. Alright. Hey, about the magic department? What about it? Neither of them seem surprised or questioning. Why does everybody but me know about this? The reason I transferred here, my engagement with art. I'm literally the only one who didn't know. Excuse me? Miko, are you okay? Was that really your first time seeing a mouse? No, of course not. That was just... I guess I'm a little tired, I suppose. That's because you go out at night despite not doing your job. You sure know a lot about me. Just don't fall in love with me now. Are you being serious? No, but you seem like you can take a joke. Seriously, dude. What does that mean? Like, you can take a joke? What? What? Okay. And yet, for everything you say, you always come rushing out to help whenever something happens. I wasn't coming to rescue you. But I'm really glad you came, Q. Thank you. You don't need to bother with people like them every single time. They'll stop coming after a month or so of work. Oh, so you can quit the cleanup department? Wait, for real? Huh? I thought I was the only one who'd ever be switching departments. Once again, he shuts his mouth the moment things get a little awkward. Maya sees that and opens her mouth to speak first. Unusual, because she usually does not speak at all. As she breaks the silence, I gratefully put in a few words too. So Q, how long have you been working in the cleanup department? Oh yeah, you're really passionate about this, but you've been rotting away in the disposal team for how many years now? Gotta aim higher, my guy. I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm curious. I kind of wanna know what this is gonna be like if I see this. He stays silent as I clap him on his slender back. Maya gently lowers her voice and starts twiddling her thumbs. You're so smart. I bet you could be in the academics department. I guess if I were able to change departments, I'd want to go to the health department. I really like being able to help people, so... What? Maya, that would really suit you. You're kind of like an angel already. You know, even though I find you incredibly annoying, I do gotta admit, the one thing that you're good at is kind of being nice to people. In comparison to everybody else, at least. Except for that one time when you got really pissed at me for no freaking reason. If you were in the health department, I'd come hang out every single day and bring you an apple. Thanks, Vico. I hope you do well in the magic department, too. I'd bring you an apple to make sure that you never interact with me ever again. As you know, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Right, the magic department. All the stuff from before starts to get me again. Sensing my discomfort, Maya's face clouds over. Oh, sorry. No, I was just thinking a little about the magic department. I wonder what kind of place it is. I mean, they do exorcisms and stuff. Whoa, I accidentally full screened it. Exercise? I can do that. That's not what I said. Haha, I was just kidding. You know, like a joke. You stupid idiot. Come on. I didn't realize exorcists were so different from regular clergy. I mean, even we get called father and such in town, right? The cleaning department aren't clergy or exorcists, Vico. We're just the cleaners. Oh. My shoulders jump at Sekaret's sudden casual words, but that's all. He doesn't react any more than that. He just brushes my hand off his back and walks down the hallway. If a cleaner is all he thought he was, why was Sekaret still working his butt off in a place like this? If that weak-looking bishop heard him say anything, he'd probably start crying. With the conversation cut off, Maya and I can only awkwardly follow Sekaret to work. Alright? We're in the forest. We're gonna be doing a tough job, apparently. We follow Sekaret to a path that's very different from the kind we've been at the temple or in the residential areas. I'm not sure how to put it. The air feels different or something. It's not a place I would have assumed we'd be working in. A thick fog hangs between the trees, obstructing our vision. The path we walk is unpaved. My feet get caught on the corners of stones or tree roots every time I take a step. I nearly trip several times. Sekaret is headed deeper into the forest. Though it's morning, the fog is hanging strangely low. The two of us trail behind him. Since we can't see more than a few inches in front of us, though we're flailing our limbs for the most part, Sekret, however, is having almost no trouble finding and keeping his footing. If we lose our way here, we'll probably be lost for a considerable amount of time. As if in agreement, Maya and I keep our mouths tightly shut and eventually cling to Sekret's arms and shoulders. That's the only way we'll get anywhere safe and sound. Meanwhile, I'm not exactly a happy camper. How do they even expect people to do this kind of work? At the same time, though, I can tell the boy in front of us comes here pretty frequently. About 20 minutes pass after last sign of anyone else. Finally, the three of us stop in front of a small hut. The air around the hut feels clearer than the path we came here on. It's like being in the eye of the storm, although I'm not sure that expression applies here. Sekret takes a keyring out of his inside pocket and starts counting the keys. He chooses one from the middle and uses it to open the door. When we go inside, we see someone's been taking good care of the place. However, there isn't any furniture to speak of, only boxes of various sizes. At the very least, I don't choke on the musty odor of wet wood or slip on any rotting, crushed-up flesh lying on the floor. Sekret selects a relatively large box and fishes around in it. He comes out with a heavy-looking metal tools and gives one to each of us. One is a dagger, a little longer than my palm. The other is a gun. Okay. Oh, okay. Who's gonna get the dagger and should we give Maya the gun? Or should we give Maya the dagger? I feel like she'd trip and fall and like accidentally stab herself with the dagger, but with the gun she might just shoot one of us and get scared. What is this place? A battle station, one of several in fact. Isn't there already a storehouse in the workplace? Why does it have not one but a bunch of battle stations? Well, I don't know why, to be honest. What? I think only qualified priests are told about it, qualifications of which I still don't have. Something's going on. Hearing the term battle station while being given weapons really makes the whole I'm employed at a temple thing have... What? What? More impact? More impact? Okay, then why did you give us these? Because we're going somewhere dangerous for newcomers. Like you. Newcomers. What, Curdle? What? Bro, there's a courage in here. Hold on, give me a second. I return. Okay. Because we're going somewhere dangerous for newcomers like you. This is actually our standard loadout when we go out to clean. Okay. Cool. Well, forgive me for not exactly thanking you for receiving a weapon. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen a gun. Sekret frowns and sighs. He doesn't seem to like talking for very long. I won't say this again, so listen carefully. We're about to enter the Pestis field. Pestis? Field? I know you said you came from outside the capital, but do you not even know what the Pestis is? Whatever that means. I'm throwing up. Okay. What? Colonel! Bro! Colonel! What? What? So hot. God, chat. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's too hot. I'm dying. Ah, it's hot. I hate summertime. You take a shower, and then the shower is pointless within a couple of hours because of the fact that it's so hot. Ugh. What? bro, I need you to not freak out and tweak out while I'm trying to do stuff, please. Please, Curd. Please. Stupid looking. Okay. The Pestis, an overwhelming power that humans simply cannot oppose. A generic name for mysterious phenomena that even modern science hasn't been able to fully explain. Gamble. Roulette all. I think you have to put spaces in between them. Like this. Like gamble all. Or no, it's slots all. Shower stream until fall. Shower stream. Like every single day you shower on stream. Awful. What, Curd? What? Shut up, man. Stop. About 2,000 years ago, a world-altering cataclysm occurred. After the Pestis, men began appearing with strange wounds on them. They received a message from God containing the necessary strength and information to rebuild their lands. That's something I'm pretty sure I've heard before from the adults in the village. Sekret begins to tell us about it as he performs his maintenance on the blade he holds. It's all new to me. Well, not exactly new per se. People back home would sometimes look into the sky and perform rituals. They didn't happen on specific days, they just happened. And when the time came near, the villagers would drag me to a small altar space and not let me sleep. I would have to spend the night counting the stains on the walls. And when the sun rose, everyone would gather and we'd have a funeral service for someone. Maybe someone like a friend I'd always talked with until just the day before the lady next door who always said good morning to me. I wasn't alone in this. Until I became an adult, I never knew what those days were or why we did the rituals. But I definitely remember how the adults would get red in the face and start shouting about someone arriving. Sekret's explanation is similar to that. The Pestis, stigmata, both are just unfamiliar terms for things I already knew about. It's probably what everyone in the capital calls them. Okay. I got no points, bruh. Bible thump? Good job. The Pestis' field is what is obstructing our vision. To put it simply, this is a big area of which the Pestis can occur. I'm sure you two noticed the veil of fog on the pathway here. He really does just ignore people, doesn't he? The fog was drifting the whole time. That's because the field, too, always flows, based on several external factors. I glare at him unhappily, our eyes meet. What? Why do I have a stick up my butt when it comes to this guy? Oh, Curd. Curd. What? What, bro? Get down. Okay, whatever. She'll figure it out. If she wants to come down, she will come down. Just as long as she doesn't go and bother my figurines. Unhappily until our eyes meet, but Sekret ignores me and continues talking. Do either of you know how a fish hook works? Fish gets caught on a hook, and then it gets stuck on the barb on the side of it, so it can't wiggle free, right? Very good. Getting caught on the hook is one thing, but when the fish tries to pull itself off, it painfully rips itself apart. The Pestis essentially works like that. The more you go against the direction of the field its field flows in, the more painful it is. Doesn't that mean if you could predict its direction in advance, the Pestis wouldn't happen at all? Theoretically, yes. That's why the academics department does so much research on how the Pestis flows. But that's beyond you two. Slight dizziness and nausea. You felt them before while working, haven't you? It can be even worse. Blood spurting from your orifices. Orifices? Not like my nose, like everywhere? Permanent loss of all your senses, few mental abnormalities, all kinds of other injuries, just to name a few. There she goes. I'm watching her try and figure out what she wants to do. But she's quacking about it. What, bro? Bird? What? You want to get down? Come down. I want to help you. I don't understand. She wants to come down, but she doesn't. What? Meanwhile, my name is Curdle, and I am a little annoying fella who keeps making noises. What? Okay. Stay right there, bro. There you go. Issue has been solved. Figure it out. Please just don't try and get in my lap. I really don't want you in my lap, man. It is too hot for you to be getting in my lap. Okay. I'm surprised he can say all that stuff with a straight face. Baby Colonel wants a baby brother? What? What? Why would she want that? What, Curd? She lives with other cats. She's fine. She's fine. She has other people to interact with. Other cats and people and creatures of all kinds. That's the normal stuff anyway. When the true pestis comes, diseases can spread and wipe out entire villages. In some instances, the ground simply decays. It happens a lot. But the temple is prepared for that. So the academics department researches pesties, the magic department confronts it, and the health department supports the injured? Q, that's amazing. It's so cool that you know all these things, all these complicated things. she just like burped, bro. She just went. What, Curd? What? Smacking her tail at me, bro. Yeah, well, I mumble a single thought to myself. Is that why all the land outside towns like my home in the capital is desolate and decayed? When I was getting ready to leave for the capital, the village elders talked my ears off about not ever straying from the path they set for me. Was that all for a reason? Is it possible the journey I took was just a horrendously frightful one? This is all common knowledge. The pestis can take on several different forms. You each only have 2 stigmata, so you'll never have to face very dangerous varieties of it. But it's good to know in any case. Understand? Let's head out. Almost dismissively, Sekret tosses us the metallic items. He was right. This is all this horrible stuff wasn't quite sinking in for us yet. Even if that sort of incident occurred, it was always someone else. I've never been directly personally harmed by the pestis. Maya and I exchange glances. She looks discouraged. She's probably thinking the same thing as me. And so, the 3 of us leave the battle station behind and head back into the fog. Okay. Stop. Huh? This is where we enter the pestis' area of effect. Make absolutely sure you don't turn around until I say otherwise. Also, if you hear anyone through the fog, it's an illusion. Don't respond or acknowledge it. What happens if we do? I don't know. They never told me. What the heck? But I've seen people cough up blood or be unable to see straight for a month. And sometimes they just disappear and never come back. If you're that curious, I won't stop you from finding out yourselves, but... Okay. Should we all hold hands? I could swear we've been following Sekret for a while now, but the fog is making it feel like time isn't passing at all. Even just keeping my eyes forward is difficult. His rule is not to look back is bothering me more than I thought it would. My senses are honed so much that even the tiniest sensations cause me to jump. Sekret told us our job for today was to retrieve the remains of a human who was taken away by one of the lost. The forest is empty, though houses do stand along the edges. According to him, the lost aren't under the pestis effect use the proximity to attack people at night. After Maya and I went back, the disposal team's main mission would apparently be to hunt for the losts that's to blame. If we were attacked in this fog, especially after the sun went down, it wouldn't matter how strong I was. I wouldn't be able to compete with it. It makes sense to me. And there are probably other members of the disposable team in the area too, obscured by the ever-present fog. Sometimes I'll hear something next to me. I usually can't tell if it's a teammate or just an illusion. Maya has tripped over dried tree roots and shrieked a few times by now, so we ended up linking arms and taking extra care where we step. The only thing that stands out to me in this fog is the presence of that short, frightened girl, holding fast to my sleeve and trembling. I can hear her breathing, ringing like a pounding in my head. Am I the one carrying the gun? The feeling of her small fingers is really getting to me. I see the downy hair on my arm being blown in the wind, which raises the hairs on the back of my neck. If I zone out now, the pestis would surely claim me as another victim. To prevent it, I keep changing where I'm looking at, but cruelly, the sound of my rapid beating heart and pulse keeps sounding like Maya, so I end up peering at her face several times. My face is hot. I'm dizzy. Maybe the pestis is affecting me already and I haven't realized? Is this supposed to be like I'm embarrassed, or is it like I'm stupid? What is it, Maya? Is anything wrong? My voice cracks badly. Was anything wrong? I immediately feel like shutting my mouth and clamming up, but she shakes her head without a word. It's reassuring to know you're here, Vico. I can't make out her face very well through this thick fog, but to think a precious creature like her is a human like me. An angel. Huh? God-given cuteness. Dude, what is up with this guy? Come on. If you have time to be making idle chatter, then you have enough time to pay attention to the ground as well. Focus. As expected, Sekret is always the one to dump cold water all over a good mood. Dude, focus on your job. Bro, you're walking through like a death field right now. What? What? Kurd, what? Kurd? Right? What, bro? What, bro? What? She's tweaking. He said that in his usual unfriendly tone without turning around. Normally, I thought he was the creep, but the situation being what it is, I sort of understand his tendency to be curt. Sekret isn't walking very slowly, but if he spots anything of note on the difficult to see ground, he immediately picks it up, examines it, and puts it in his bag. I can see other things in the bag too. Human fingers, teeth. Sorry. I can barely see the ground with this crazy fog in the way. I couldn't search for anything if I tried. How are you doing such a good job of it? You get better with practice. Want to help carrying the bag? No. Oh, come on now. Following Sekret without getting lost has been the only thing we've been able to do this entire time. I'm really getting tired of all the monotony, so I want to keep this conversation with him going. Otherwise, I might start getting a little scared of this strange fog in the woods situation that I can't wrap my below average intelligence around. Okay, buddy. Not too much now. You might have below average intelligence, but not me. What? Anyway, aside from that curse you said about not turning around, and this fog making it totally impossible to see, nothing here seems very dangerous. Why'd you give me a blade? Well, the wind conveniently blows through, covering up the sound of his voice. Oh, sorry, what was that? I think that when we're done today, you should study up on how people in the capital speak. No, I just didn't hear you. Don't you think the wind here is a little strong? Sekret sighs in resignation and points the gun at Maya. Points at the gun. I thought he said points at the gun at Maya. No, at the gun Maya is carrying. The temple made that. The lost may be a common sight when it comes to pestis phenomena, but normal methods aren't enough to deal with them. You have to behead them in one stroke, and we can't expect you newbies to be able to do that with any ease. The gun has been enchanted with a spell. With it, even people with just 2 stigmata like you can at least slow them down. Though, you would need to run for your lives after doing so. Aww. The lost come out at night a lot, but nobody knows when they start appearing or start wandering. So, we all have to protect ourselves. After all, I'm the one who will suffer if there's more corpses to deal with. Also, that dagger is just a dagger. The way Sekret keeps pointing out how I only have 2 stigmata is really wounding my pride. But just as I'm stewing over that, I realized that Sakarat's explanations today have been longer and have sounded more melancholy than normal. I'm still hearing that wind too. It's awfully annoying. I'm about to vent all these pent-up feelings at Sakarat that I've been bottling up, but then Maya thankfully opens her mouth to speak. Dog, this guy is so... like, he has the biggest hate boner for this guy, and it's insane. Come on, chill out. Okay. It's strange. He's so strange. In the end, his ears never hear my complaints. Q, what's good about having more stigmata? That is, well, at the monastery, they just said more stigmata means you have more sacred power, but now that you mentioned it, I was hoping you could explain it to me. Look. Sakarat stops. He brings both arms to his left side so that we can see him better from behind. Then he angles the dagger he's holding with one hand upwards. Then he lifts his other hand on top of it, opening his palm up to cover the blade, like he's about to stab himself through the center. But he wiggles his open palm a little as if proud at how dangerous it looks. If I swung my palm down, what do you think would happen? I mean, you'd stab yourself. What are you doing, you idiot? It's just an example. Now, what if I swung down a hammer instead of my bare hand? It might knock the dagger out of your hand? Correct. Well, halfway. This is the difference between someone with stigmata and someone without. The more stigmata appear on your body, the more you can get away with relatively minor injuries if you go against the pestis's direction. The stronger its flow influence, and the stronger its flow's influence is on you. But I thought having more stigmata makes you stronger. Basically, but you have the cause... You have the cause and effect backwards. It's not that you're stronger because you have more stigmata. It's that the stronger you are, the more stigmata will appear on you. Whoa, so if I get stronger, I might get more stigmata? Who can say? I've never seen anyone acquire more than what they had at birth. Well, obviously I'm gonna get it. Also, why are you bonking me, bruh? Turtle runned out at top speeds. At Mach 30 billion, she has run out and disappeared into the distance. Hashtag proud. Hashtag proud, hashtag amazing, hashtag mega proud. Do. Okay. Do. Okay, continuing. Sakarat speaks clearly and bluntly, but he's like he's ridiculing my hopes and dreams, then opens his narrowed eyes a little bit. You're a failure and I hate you. Nor has history ever witnessed such a thing. Then he starts moving again. He must be done talking. Huh. But I stay where I am, unable to move, because just as Sakarat finished speaking, I heard a woman laugh. A chill runs down my spine. I get goosebumps, like I've noticed something I wasn't supposed to. I now know what all those random noises I've been hearing are. I assumed it was the wind. Hiko? Stop farting, bruh. Hi, Juicy. Oh, sorry. What's been going on with me lately? I collect myself and go after Sakarat, still supporting Maya. You'd think that after walking this far, we'd be close to the end, but it honestly seems like I'm going even deeper in. The woman's laughter reverberates inside my head, growing ever louder, pounding inside my skull. The giggling continues to grow, and just as I think it's over, shut up. As the game said, shut up. Bro, shut up. You're not passing wind, bruh. Bruh, I better not be hallucinating, toots. That's crazy. I can see it. I can see the notification. Giggling continues. Just as I think it's over, it bursts into uproarious laughter, becoming even clearer in my mind. Maya looks between me and our surroundings, her eyes full of worry. Vico, are you alright? Dozens of crying voices echo inside my head. I can't tell which sounds are real and which are fake. I can't tell Maya about this since she doesn't hear it. That's my situation. I can only moan, steadily getting dizzier and dizzier. Each one of the shouts sounds like it's saying its own thing, but I can't make any of them out because of the roaring wind. But then one voice pierces through my ears. Please, somebody help. That voice wakes me up. I turn to the side and in its direction. That one was an illusion. I have no objective evidence, but I'm certain it's all the same. Somebody within the fog needs help. The scream was vivid and desperate, and definitely human. This area is very hilly. I have to go save whoever it is. Sakuret's remark about the Pistis curse flow through my mind. Maya. I give Maya's hand a tug and bring it to Sakuret's back. I'm afraid she'd fall over if I simply let go. Sorry, I'll be right back. Vico? Whoa. I let go of her hand and turn towards the voice and then dash away. Hey, wait, where are you going? Hey, Vico? Damn it, the field is stronger that way. It's dangerous. What should we do? Damn it. I've always been an athletic person. Having to prop up someone else is one thing, but everything changes when I'm free to move about the way I want to. Maybe my athleticism gave me some kind of reckless courage I needed to do something this rash. I run, kicking off the corners of the rocks and using fallen trees as stepping stones. As the fog thickens, the crying voice grows equally clearer. The worst case scenario in my mind's eye. Someone in the disposal team probably slipped, fell onto a slanted path, and tumbled downhill. Now they're probably isolated from the rest of us within the fog. Even if they were lucky, their options are likely limited now. They might be bleeding terribly from the effects of the Pestis' curse. Maybe there are too many stranded people for me to handle. But worrying about it like this won't change anything. I can't overlook someone in need. Plus, my personal sense of justice tells me they're both still alive. I have to make it in time. I have to. As the wailing voice grows even clearer, it begins to shift into a bestial cry. I run for a while, and eventually my feet start to throb. I think the tree branches I'm grazing are tearing the skin from them. I'm not used to the wild, unkempt trails like this. It feels like I'm running around the same place over and over. But I have to keep running. The voice is crying out for help too sincerely for me to do otherwise. I think it's somewhere around there. Here. I stop and gasp for breath. The voice is so vivid and clear, it sounds like it's right next to me. I glance around as I carefully take my next few steps forward. Hey, is someone there? No response. I sharpen my senses, trying to catch even the softest noise as it slips by, but I can't hear anything. Suddenly, I see Sakuret's face in my mind, warning me about the pestis and its effects. Have I been altered by it? Is this how it went for all the people who disappeared in the night back home? I run out of energy to move. A sense of despondency, not fear, crawls up my spine. But it doesn't last long, because suddenly, a cry pierces the terrible silence, right next to where I'm standing. Startled, I take my dagger out reflexively. I face where I heard the voice and carefully look around. Someone's definitely there, and that person has to be the one who is begging for my help. But I can't help but panic, because that person, well, they're a person, they're too... What I see is too profane to be called human in the least. What looks like, at first, a blood clot is clearly... Like a blood clot clearly has no sanity to its form, no matter how I look at it. Rips and tears have mutilated the skin's surface. Broken bones pierce and protrude from flesh, most likely an injury from falling down this hill. But even then, the arms and legs are extremely swollen, colored a deep, dark blue. 2 blood clots, each slightly larger than a clenched fist, cling to the part of their body that must be their face. I don't understand what they are at first. When the skin attached to the blood clots blinks, I can see human irises within. Every hair on my body immediately stands on end. Yet more blackened clots protrude from all over the body, pulsating to the fierce beating of a heart. I refuse to believe this is a human. I simply refuse. Screams in unintelligible words, writhing and rolling atop the vomit and excreta produced from itself. It doesn't appear to be able to see or hear anything. I can say nothing before this confounding sight. I can still hear the cries echoing deep in the forest. After not speaking for a while, I finally move one foot and slowly take a step forward. I begin to move deeper, little by little, towards the sound. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't terrified after this. My heart might as well have stopped from the unfamiliar, jarring sight. Maybe I thought I could save the other stranded people lying further beyond here. Maybe it was just my curiosity towards the unknown. Hey! Whoa! Someone grabs me from behind, then violently yanks me backwards. I already know who that voice belongs to. It's Sekret, and the one who pulled me was Maya, who now supports me from behind. Are you alright? Hearing Maya's worried voice snaps me out of my dreamlike state. They followed me. I don't think I've ever been happier. Maya, Sekret. Pico, oh, I'm so glad you're safe. Q and I thought you turned around and the pestis got you. I was so scared. And you came all this way because you were worried about me? Thank you. Seriously, thank you, Maya. You're the nicest girl out of all of the people I've ever met. Bruh. We were just lucky, and so were you. Hey, wait a minute. The sounds that I heard from the forest weren't illusions after all. There was a person there. And what the hell were you trying to do about it? Sekret's voice is low and unfriendly, as though he's trying desperately to hold back all the emotions welling up within him. I don't know if... Oops. Hold on. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that I can't make out his expression. The coldness of Sekret's voice cools down the air around us further. I'd like to joke about this with him, like I usually do, but I can't, not in this situation. Maya, too, just stands there, blinking at the gruesome sight, panic on her face. She's never seen anything like this before. Sekret tosses the bag he was carrying at me. Then, with long strides, he moves closer to what I discovered. As if performing an autopsy on the corpse, he turns over several parts, then takes something out. The sucking sound of the flesh The sticky sucking sound the flash makes is blood-curdling. He's found the person's identification tag, a permit the person carried, then marked him as a priest at the temple. The rosaries around Maya's and my necks are used for the same purpose. Sekret looks at it and mutters something. Someone's name, which he read off the ID tag. Q, this is... It's the guy from the disposal team who disappeared last week. Saved because of the rain we had recently. He was lucky. Lucky? My response to Sekret's curt, monotone words is helplessly astonished. Looking reluctant, he picks up the blood clots in front of him. Do you want me to carry him? A two-stig was going to carry a wounded person through this field, huh? You're really hung up on this whole stigmata thing, aren't you? Yes, and hurry up. We have to leave before the pestis comes. Sekret gives a simple answer and quickly starts moving. I hear another cry from deeper in. Huh? We're just gonna keep going? That was an actual stranded person, not an illusion. That's what you said, isn't it? That people are out here? If there's any chance we can help them, then can't we bring the bishop here to help? Didn't you hear that voice too? Shut up already. What was that? Do you still not get it? This land is utterly and irrevocably cursed. Any living human who sets foot upon it will feel the pestis' effects immediately. Just like this one. Man cannot confront the pestis with his own strength. This is why I told you it was an illusion. To hell with your excuses! And can't we do something about this fog? You know nothing. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. Why does Sakura sound like a Pokemon? It does kind of sound like a Pokemon a little bit. A Pokemon that kind of sounds like an Egyptian one with secrets and stuff. Please stop fighting. Sakura bites his lip, then starts walking again. Still curious about the wailing we can hear from behind us, I almost look back several times. When I remember the man I just saw, the man cursed by the pestis, both Maya and I decide to follow Sakura without a word. And so our uncomfortable return trip continues. Well, we found the guy, at the very least, so I think that cut our mission short pretty well. Shout out. Hashtag efficient. The temple hospital is bustling. Maya and I stick with Sakura as we hurry around, but in the end, neither of us are much help. Sakura does it all by himself. Everything from preparing paperwork to questioning others. I get the feeling that this is not the first time for Sakura, or that the health department's member is taking over the care of other patients. We sit on a bench outside the clinic, expressions hard, waiting for him to come back and tell us to do something. As we're sitting there, Gret comes up to us. Hello, you two. You look absolutely shocked. Are you alright? Thank you for it. Hydrate. Dr. Gret. Hello, Dr. Gret. I should ask you the same. Aren't you busy? I'm not so busy that I can't take a break here and there. It isn't like rushing will make the treatments go any faster. Even in this situation, I see her sipping a cup of coffee. Seeing her sipping at a cup of coffee makes Dr. Gret seem even much more mature than usual. Normally, all we do is joke around, so I tend to forget that Dr. Gret is an auxiliary bishop in the health department. Well, you just found out about that literally yesterday, so I don't know, man. I don't think you need to be like, I tend to forget. You forgot. She seems to have noticed how depressed we are. Terrible, isn't it? But cases have actually been decreasing recently. We're doing our best here, but the pestis isn't something that just anyone can deal with. It's a vicious cycle. We heal them and send them back, only for them to return a few days later with grave injuries. If I'm being honest, as part of the medical team, I do feel a sense of powerlessness sometimes. Can you save him? We can probably extend his life if we focus our healing efforts on him, but even then, we can't be certain if he'll live. When the body weakens, so too does the mind. Sometimes, even if we heal the body, we won't be able to heal the mind. So, if he does survive, it'll be up to him to keep on living. That's so scary. How do you stay sane seeing this every single day? Maya seems to be taking this situation even harder than I am. I feel a little guilty considering it was my reckless actions that caused her to witness something that terrible. Do you two think I was a healer? Considering the situation, Dr. Gret's words seems rather sudden. I'm actually not. I'm just a counselor. I don't have anywhere near enough stigmata to be a healer. And it's rough, really rough. Every day, weak and tired children come to me saying they can't find the strength to go on, telling me that they'd rather die than continue like this. But I've never given up on any of them. How? Curious why I'm doing counseling of all things in the temple hospital? Maya nods in surprise. Looks like Dr. Gret was right. The counselor smiles and sighs a little, perhaps struck by Maya's cuteness. Bro, this game and being like, Maya is the most adorable girl to ever exist. She's so kawaii-ful and cute and adorable. Hi, Seasonal. What's up? Because I think it's unfortunate we need to push everything onto children who have just left home. It is true. It's kind of freaked up that this is about the whole everything is happening here is just like a bunch of young people. And if she's calling them children, I guess they're not all adults. So they're being set up to work on all these situations, these really traumatic experiences. And nothing's happening. I don't know. Just quite awful. How's the story going so far? We found a really freaked up corpse infected by the cataclysmic, like, disease that's happening called the pestis. And basically this guy's, like, all torn up 7 ways to Sunday. His, like, bones are sticking out of him. His face is basically just blood clots. And he's, like, screaming in the middle of the woods. And we bring back the information about him. And now we're talking to Dr. Gret, where she's explaining the way that she works. Because apparently she doesn't have enough stigmata to be a healer, even though she's the auxiliary bishop of the healing department, which is interesting. And, like, that corpse had a good day. It was the guy who got beaten to a pulp. Either the guy who got, I think it was the guy who got beaten to a pulp like 2 days ago, where we were walking by and Sekret was like, "Don't look at anybody, because they'll freak out at you." And the guy did in fact get freaked out because he beat him like literally half to death, and then the guy disappeared, and now we found him in this awful field, and he's like freaked out. Thank you. Not everyone is gonna have an easy time accepting something like that. She lowers her head as she trails off, seeming to remember all of the other people, not just us, involved in incidents and accidents she's experienced. But only for a moment. After that, she snaps back to the same old Dr. Gret, as if to expel the doom and gloom surrounding us. You two may be working for the benefit of the people in the capital, but others are working for your benefit in return. Nothing makes us happier than being able to keep your spirits up. Through all of this, it's what the bishop and I are here for. She gazes towards a man with brown hair who looks quite tired. He's reading paper from priests wearing similarly white gowns and busily giving orders. I've seen him a few times. He must be the bishop of the health department. It lightens the burden a little knowing you have friends on the outside, doesn't it? The way she's able to quickly lift the mood and wrap up a conversation is amazing to me. But apparently Maya doesn't feel that way. She looks uncomfortable, like there was still something she wanted to say. But she doesn't get that chance because Sekret comes over, having finished up his tasks elsewhere. For some reason, his bangs swinging to and fro as he walks. Or what? Well then, love one another as God loves you. Spotting him, Dr. Gret waves goodbye and walks over to the bishop from before. Welcome back. Q, what's wrong? You're wet. The paperwork. Huh? Oh, right here? His wet hair hanging dangerously from his head, Sekret snatches the folder containing the work in it, and then starts muttering aloud as he reads it. He seems to be doing some mental math. With the mood uncomfortable again, Maya watches Sekret do it. She helped me out so much this morning. Now it's my turn to return the favor. We didn't get a chance to finish this all. What should we do? Sekret's eyes sharpen much more... so much that I almost visibly flinch. It's difficult to come in halfway through a partially completed work in the cleanup department. I'll have a word with the bishop, so you two can head back early and clean up the storehouse. You're gonna do 3 people's worth of work? Faster to do it myself than to drag you along in my wake. I mean, cleaning the storehouse can wait. No, listen, you're gonna clean that storehouse. I won't say it again. Don't you dare make even more trouble for the bishop at this point, you hear me? To be fair, I did run off to go find a corpse. So, that was pretty cool. I mean, he's technically not a corpse. He's technically still alive, just really, really, really freaked out. Like, his bones are sticking out of his body. So, I would consider him a corpse, but he's not because he's, like, wailing and technically can be kept alive. Sekret takes a big step in and points his finger right in my chest as he makes his declaration. The sting lingers for a few extra moments. Don't get full of yourself, too, Stig. Just because... He says it like a freaking slur, bruh. Just because the magic department is biased towards you. With that, he heads back towards the workplace. I'm so fed up with him, I can't even think of anything mean to say as he leaves. Too, Stig? I'm sick of hearing that damn phrase all day long. Is he forgetting that if you took just one of his away, he'd only have 2 as well? Memories of him ignoring me flood into my mind like an avalanche, causing my anger to snowball. But as I think back on the things he said, I suddenly remember one thing in particular. Doesn't that mean if you could predict its direction in advance, the pestis wouldn't happen at all? Theoretically, yes. But that's why the academics department does so much research on how the pestis flows. Ding! Right, the academics department. I've heard of them, but what do they actually do? I've known from times that I've been at the library is part of that department, but that's all. I can't remember hearing anything else about it. I'm so sick of Secret ignoring me. Well, I'm gonna show him a possibility he can't even imagine. 2 Stig? Full of myself? Which one of us is really the self-centered one here? I'm gonna learn a whole bunch of things he doesn't know, so I never even have to listen to in silence to any of his long-winded explanations again. Imagining the shock on his face after a break his nose makes break his nose? Hold on, I thought we were just gonna be a little bit of a smart. What do you mean break his nose, guys? What's going on? What's going on? That's a little bit much, man, isn't it? Isn't that a bit much? Golly gee, bro. Golly gee. Okay. Imagining the shock on his face after I break his nose makes it a little easier to handle. Maya, wanna go to the library? Huh? Well, we were on the job. Secret said we needed to study, right? Bro, we gotta go clean the thing first. Come on. Don't piss me off. Don't go slagging off. I know you're motivated, but we gotta kind of actually do the job. He's not gonna be impressed if we don't actually get, like, the job part done. Because he's taking care of our job again. Because I keep forgetting to actually do my job. Bro, I'm gonna get fired, bro. I mean, technically not, because they want me to go marry the lady from the magic department, but, well, you know, like, I gotta at least try a little bit, surely. Sneak a peek at the academics department research records and learn more about the pestis thing. I figured it'll help us with our work. If I study, maybe then I won't bother Q like I did today. I don't think he was bothered by Maya. He doesn't seem to have, like, any ill will towards her. He's just kind of like, bro, I wish you did your work and didn't, like, freak out and die at every moment. You know? He didn't bother anyone. He's just way too sensitive. Okay. Well, okay. We're having a strange conversation here. What about cleaning the storehouse? We can just, you know, leave it. Odd jobs like cleaning storehouses were something I did a lot back home, so I know plenty of ways to get out of them or leave them for later. Dude, I'm such a jerk. I'd always planned on doing it anyway if I ever got assigned a job. Surprisingly, though, Secret's words are bothering me. Bringing up the bishop for this? Rude. I thought he was a cat, but he's gotta be a rat. That's not my only problem right now, though. I abruptly cut off the conversation with Maya, and now she's looking at me questioningly. If I told her any of this stuff, she'd probably think I'm a delinquent. Yeah, weirdo. In the end, the only option I have is to head for the storehouse and deal with its rotten smells. Whew! At least we're gonna get a little bit of the job done. Thank God. Okay. Did we do it? Did we clean the storehouse, or are we skipping? The library is quiet, and like before, I can't sense anyone here. A sweet scent of familiar flower tickles my nostrils. It's the same scent as the first time I came here, but it's quite a bit weaker than it was then. Still, it does a great job soothing Maya and me. Oh, we're gonna get to see the hot, sexy lady. It's nice. It smells nice. She said she makes flowers into perfume. Irises? That's what they are. It's the scent of irises. Wow. Maya rarely lets her eyes glitter like that, but she seems to love flowers. Whenever they come up, she gets really interested. Fondly think back on her doing it before, to try and cover up how forlorn this space feels to me. Oh right, I came here once, and the librarian gave me some perfume. You can have it if you'd like. Huh? Perfume? But why would she? Well, this is gonna sound weird, but I don't really know either. She just kind of gave it to me. Oh, are you looking for any books in particular? As we sneak through the shelves as quietly as we can, we suddenly hear a dull, dry voice addressing us from behind. I'm not even sure whether to call it addressing, really. It's more like a radio playing a record sound over and over. The voice's tone is flat and emotionless. Okay. Maya's yelp sounds more human and authentic to me when juxtaposed with that flat tone. La 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 la. Okay. They must still have the place under watch since it's still morning rather than the time I usually come here. I figured the cleanup department and academics department would have similar work environments, but that was a big mistake. Wait a moment, those clothes. Aren't you from the cleanup department? This place is for storing the knowledge of history and growth. It isn't free for everyone to enter. What? She's gonna explode! What? Why is she vibrating? Wait, could we maybe just look around a little? Dude, what? Why is she vibrating? Dude, she's gonna explore. I actually know the librarian here, so that isn't possible. We don't have any staff working here as a librarian. We come all the way here only to be discriminated against because of the way where we work. Why is she vibrating? I'm getting nervous, dude. Everyone here brainwashed by the hierarchy politics of the capital? These bastards. You should learn your limits and give up. The moment the rebellious fangs in my heart start to grind, I recall the face of Bishop Erzsebet. The magic department has given me partiality. I think it's worth testing how much value the position gives me. Now that I've heard what the two priests have to say, I take a deep breath and change my voice. How dare you? Miko? Do you not see the deep, shining obsidian color of my hair? You microorganisms? The disposal team? Ha! I have nothing to do with them. I am an aide to Alternata of the magic department herself. You two mongrels only enjoy peace and security because of the blessing of magic. I will not stand for this rudeness in spite of the magical blood which flows within me. Now command those filthy feet of yours to yield the way this instant. If you allow this woman entrance, I promise to be generous and overlook this little incident you've caused. What now? I wait. Imagine if this doesn't work. How embarrassing. You just sound like a little, weird ass. Oh my god. Wise decision fitting of the academics department. It's true what they say about wonderful acting shining. The two academic department priests exchange glances, then quietly withdraw. For once, I'm grateful towards that hale and hearty old dude in the magic department. Iko. Whoa, Maya. I think maybe I should have been an actor. Please don't do that again. Okay, well, it worked, bruh. It worked. Imagine if they're like, no, I'm not buying that. It would have been over, dude. It would have been over for us. We would have just embarrassed ourselves extremely. For a while, we searched the library, gathering up every book we can to find on Stigmata, on Pestis and Stigmata. I feel the gaze of other priests fall on us from time to time, but they don't bother us. It's discomforting to know I'm being watched, but they're not getting in our way, so Maya and I silently focus on reading. Upon researching things directly, the relationship between Stigmata and sacred power is more complex than I thought. But since they don't explain things very clearly, I glance over at Maya, who's also reading, several times and discover it. What do you mean, reading several times? Eventually, she notices, places the book she's reading to the side, and scoots over next to me. Oh my god, a girl gets close to me. Oh my god. It says that sacred power is determined at birth, and that a person's number of stigmata isn't proportional to their sacred power. Really? Wait, then how are you supposed to measure your sacred power? It says normally those with 3 stigmata or above can see the pestis and also evil spirits and such. But that there's some people with only 2 stigmata who are able to see it as well. Oh, does that mean if we train our sacred power, we'll be able to see the pestis at some point too? I think that's a difference issue. I don't know if it's related to how Q said your number of stigmata won't change during your life, but there's also no examples of anyone who suddenly becomes able to see spirits at some point. Oh well, can't you increase your sacred power with special training or some kind of sacred prayer? There's some people who believe that, but then what was all that stuff the magic department bishop said about training my sacred power? From how sure he sounded, I figured I'd be able to increase it. I really hope that guy's not one of those shady people in vain hopes of and strange ways of thinking that reject knowledge and prioritize faith instead. That'd be the worst. Because I hope he was a normal guy, I guess. He's very clearly not. He traded his power for a curse, bro. Like that's his thing. Like he's like Benjamin buttoning himself right now. What the flip? Hi, Pyrl. New seeds of unease are now implanted in the back of my mind, quickly darkening my thoughts. No, he couldn't be that much of an idiot, could he? What? Oh, nothing. I'm just talking to myself. What's this picture here? Huh? Hiko, do you really not know what this is? That's our savior, God, our Lord, who created the universe and chaos and restored humanity. This is a portrait of him. This is God? I mean, yeah, of course I know. I was talking about the picture next to it. Come on, Maya, seriously? Ha 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 ha. I had a sneaking suspicion considering how they referred to the Pestis and the Lost differently here. But apparently, their portraits of God are different than back home too. Do I have to study everything again, starting with culture? The number of books crammed into these shelves is making me a little dizzy. What's going on with the story? We're trying to figure out the secrets. We're trying to figure out the secrets of what the Pestis and the Lost is, and why I'm getting treated weirdly, and why they want me to go get married to the princess of the magic department or whatever. I don't know. All of a sudden, out of the blue, something hits me in the back of my head. It feels like someone smacked me with something hard. I drop the book in my hands quickly and turn around. It's a priest in the academics department. I don't have to look far in. In fact, a whole bunch of them are suddenly standing around us. Eek! With no time to even panic, two people's hands grab my collar. Another one goes up to Maya and takes her by the shoulders. But there were only two of them before. Hey, you bastards! What are you doing to Maya? I flail my arms and legs trying to get out of the situation as quickly as possible, but the more I resist, the stronger their hold grows. Eventually, they haul me away. Okay, I guess I'm getting arrested for lying. Oh! Well, shout out to the dark hallway. Since coming to the temple, I thought I'd gotten used to my colleagues talking to one another in hushed, almost indiscernible voices. I'd like to retract all that right here, right now. The discussion being held right in front of me is in whispered tones is something that goes far beyond my understanding. They wear black robes, and in this dark room I can't make out their ages or genders. They just stand all around us, mouths rapidly moving. My hands and feet are bound to a chair. The more I struggle, or even just move, the more tightly they squeeze, and the more panicked I grow. A strange scent drifts through the room. They must be burning incense all over the place. I feel as though the scents are emptying my mind, that if I let go just a little, I'd pass out. Bro, they're burning chloroform? I don't know. I shake my head hard, trying to keep myself present. You bastards did not even tremble in the face of God. Who do you think I am anyway? We're well aware that you are Vico of the cleanup department. What? Word travels quickly at the temple. Also, whenever someone from the magic department brags about their bloodline, a small wrinkle appears above the left corner of their mouth. Priests of the academics department search and observe every day. Your little act wasn't nearly enough to fool us. Oh, shut up! Wait! That means you had planned all of this from the start. We're interested in you since you came from outside the capital. Agreed. We shall grant you the honor of being our new test specimen, a foundation for the growth of new knowledge. Agreed. How are these guys multiplying? Where are they coming from? Bro, they're mitosising in front of us. They remove the tight cloth covering my torso, then runs a cold, smooth pen across my exposed skin. The ink runs across my abdomen, where they draw a cross in an empty spot that appears right next to my navel. The pit of my stomach feels weak. I rapidly start feeling the blood rushing through my temples. When a bright silver light gleams right in front of me, I manage to suppress a shriek, but no matter how many times I try to avert my eyes from reality, I know whether I like it or not that it's the glint of a blade. I'm without a doubt a frog tied up as a test subject. New worlds of knowledge await us. Rejoice! This is truly a joyful occasion. Rejoice! Rejoice! When the cold blade touches my skin directly, I snap out of my stupor. The scream I was holding in bursts out of me, but they don't show any signs of hesitation. The black shadows around me are making my vision spin, and I finally find energy in my legs again and use them to kick about in the air. If they're doing this to me, then what the hell are they doing to Maya? My chair falls over, and somehow I manage to flip over and crawl toward the door, but then I hear the door open and I see light shine into the dark room. Shockingly, the person who enters the room is someone I recognize. Is it going to be the bishop of the academics department? It's Lady Evelyn. Oh, Lady Evelyn. There she is. My, it's you again. The woman looks around and then slowly approaches and meets my gaze as I sit on the floor. I don't remember what voice I get for her. Good day to you, dear guests and seeker of curiosities. I see the brisk winds of early summer have once again brought us together. There she is, looking beautiful and fine. Hello, scary lady. You really tricked me good. Hee hee. I'm gonna give her a deep voice. I think that's what I did. I don't remember. This is the issue with doing this on a weekly basis. I haven't lied, but yes, I suppose I should introduce myself. Evelyn Violetta, the bishop of the academics department, at your service. Welcome to this space of mine. I'm quite proud of it. She offers me a slight bow, the priests nearby seeming to grasp the situation and undo my restraints. Without giving me time to complain, they hide themselves in the darkness and disappear from sight. The library has always seemed strange to me. It scares me to think that it's been holding a secret like this. I thought they were really going to dissect me. Ugh, what even is up with them anyway? It seems my followers have caused you a bit of trouble. But please understand, they are all boundlessly innocent. When I see them, blended in the darkness with their eyes glittering with endless curiosity, why, it's blissful, as though I've been placed beneath a wide open night sky. It felt more like a bunch of wild animals looking out of their hidey holes at me. Where's Maya? Ah, yes, the little one, with the most adorable fingers. What did you do to her? Oh, nothing. I admonished her and sent her home. I'm curious, what brought you two here? Well, I wanted to borrow some books. Books? You let me in last time, so I didn't realize the cleanup department wasn't allowed in here. Yes, that must have been my mistake then. Very well, I shall allow it. Wait, really? The corners of her lips twist slightly as I respond, casting a dark shadow. This person is strange. The things she says are so kind. She looks for all the world like an elegant, welcoming person. But for some reason, she gives me the chills. Yes, of course. You are a distinguished guest of the magic department, after all. Please take your time and sate your hunger with this endless knowledge. The academics department bishop turns around and walks back to the door before stopping at its threshold. There must be someone out there. Lavi, please show him around in my stead. You a fan? Lavi? Bro's name is Lavatory. I don't know. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. As expected, she goes through the door and I see another person walk in, and it's someone I've definitely seen before. Rose? Oh! I call her by the name I'm used to using. She looks at me, eyes widening. Light floods in the dark room, and her once shocked face is now calmly breaks into a gentle smile. I've never seen her make that face before. I'm surprised. Almost nobody ever calls me by that name. Allow me to introduce myself, little Vico of the cleanup department. I am Lavienne, an auxiliary bishop of the academics department. Rose is my surname. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, who's the one you got clones? But you're a totally different person than before. Huh? I really hope you're not gonna try and get out of this because you say you don't remember again. You seem flustered. I can't blame you. Of the 168 people who have been in contact with me, approximately 31.6% express interest in my unique life, while 16.6% express unique? What are you even talking about? Would you like a detailed explanation? I'd like a simplified one, please. To make a long story short, I am a victim of the pestis. Okay, so a little more detailed explanation, please? Sometimes the pestis will affect a human on the inside. In my case, I run no risk of infecting others or sustaining external injuries. There's a probability, albeit an extremely irregular one, where I enter a state of REM sleep. Burp. During that time, I take strange actions that depart from my usual modus operandi. The precise factors that play are still being researched, but as far as we've been able to surmise, it is not a mental disorder, but rather than an activation of a central nervous system. Okay, a little more simple. I am a whimsical sleepwalker. Oh, I see. See, that makes sense. I am glad I could be of aid. You don't seem as sensible as I think an auxiliary bishop in this department would be. There are many wonderful people in this department who read and write letters. But unfortunately, I am more boring than they are. I mainly keep our machines running. Machines? Oh, like printers and radios? Yes, as well as our own creation currently with the cleanup department. As you can see, the departments work together. Huh? Anyway, I get it. The pestis got her. And just then, another person comes to mind. An abnormal phenomenon where someone engages in contradictory actions as they become a different person. And if that's true, does that mean you're like the cleanup department's bishop? You could think of it that way. Do you not remember anything when it's happening either? In most cases, no, but this time is an exception. I do remember my meeting with you, little Vigo. Wow, she's cute. She's cute. Haha. Bang. Wait, how does that work? My meeting with you held special significance for me. Oops, I tried to pry, but she surprised me right back. She always seemed like she only said stiff, formal things, but that one was really embarrassing. But it seems like I'm the only one who feels that way, because she continues smiling as if nothing happened. Not knowing what she meant by that makes it all more embarrassing. I have a request if you don't mind. Will you hear me out? What is it? Given my unique state of mind, the other me is like a separate person. But like I said earlier, she does not exist without a personality. I'd like you to be kind to her as well, should it please you. And when you feel you understand each other better, I'll have a second request to make of you. You act polite, but you really ask a lot of people, don't you? What the hell? Dude, I'm the most antisocial evil guy of all time. I hate everybody except for Maya technically, but even then I'm like she's useless and she's gonna fall over herself and die and explode. And I am like, when a person is being nice to me, I'm like, wow, you're really being kind of asking a lot, huh? I get that a lot. Then let me do the same. Got any recommendation for grimoires I can borrow? Grimoires, certainly. Lady Evelyn has given her express permission, so I will lend you as much as my knowledge as you desire. Were there any specific spells you were searching for? Is there anything that, like, even a total blank slate amateur like me can use? Something that can guide me to victory? Are you able to read the language of the Eastern continent? Hey, I didn't come from that far away. Then this will be a difficult request. Okay, then just something that will make me a little stronger. We have that. You have that. You may borrow it for 1 month. Any late fees will need to be paid with the price of your body. What? You're joking about that, right? What do you mean body? I sincerely await our next meeting, little Vico. Levian leaves me with a polite goodbye and heads off. The library is astonishingly quiet. I don't think so. I think it's a library, so it should be quiet. All the commotion from before feels like a distant nightmare now. So what? No, I feel like we're grazing over the fact that those guys were really about to like cut a hole in me for a second there. Like we're skipping over that pretty intensely. During the time I spent here, I've personally felt the admonishment about entering the library. With every inch of my skin, in fact. Good night, Peanut. Thank you for stopping by. Grimoire she gave me, like the other books, is packed full of stuff. I won't be able to fully understand right away. I decide to keep it closed for now. Everything went so well that now all I have left is time. I walk through the temple, thinking about the accident. One thing that's been pushing me forward the most has been my curiosity for the unknown, my sense of inferiority because of how powerless I feel. What? Hold on. I'm gonna save over this slot. Okay. Well, we have my curiosity towards the unknown or my sense of inferiority because of how powerless I feel. I don't want, I mean, I guess the character does feel a sense of inferiority, but I want to know about the curiosity for the unknown. Think carefully about the new knowledge I acquired today. I'm mostly curious about those strange unknown people. Yeah, me too. What the freak was their deal? Is the pestis really related to them? I need to find out the truth. Okay. Now then, where should I go? Okay. We have a new spot. I'm going to save right here. Give me a second. I'm gonna go grab more water because I'm out now. So I'll be right back. We freaking return? Okay. So, from a couple of, not a couple of days ago, but basically, last time we played, we went to the flower garden and had a big conversation with Maya and co. Workplace, hi Zerdal. We just came from the library, and then the stairs we went to discover something weird about them. So I think for now I want to go to the stairs first. It took like 2 seconds, but I believe we only have enough time to go to 3 of these spaces. Because we've already been to the library, and we've talked with Rose, and we already went, we haven't been to the flower garden or the workplace. I would like to know more about the stairs, I think. Good night, good night. Ow, my throat hurts. I think I swallowed wrong. What? Why is it, what? Okay. Claire and I have fairly similar interests, but that didn't extend to our preferences. Our choices of food, for example. I can't stand salty or spicy things, so I don't season any of my food very much. As for Claire, though, as far as I can tell, she loves both sweet and greasy foods. She'll eat whole chunks of cheese and butter, for example, without a care in the world. Chunks of butter? That's crazy, bro. She's a fan of that deep fried butter. We can still be together, though, which I think is... What? Though, which I think is because of the consideration we've shown for each other. Even though her preferences are a little different than mine, it's not hurting me at all, so I figured it wasn't worth talking about. What? What? Huh? As I pass through the noisy central lobby of the temple and enter the hallway leading to the rear gates, there I see a dark emergency staircase, enclosed by thick walls on all sides. It's quiet inside, almost like none of the hustle and bustle is actually happening around me. Although the place is completely covered in dust, the air soothes my soul, even granting me a strange sense of relief. Oh! There she is, Cleone. Why, hello there! Why, hello there. Or at least it would have if it had the high-pitched, cheerful voice unsuited for this peaceful, quiet place, not interrupted things. Whoa, Claire, don't jump out at me like that. You scared me. I didn't jump out anywhere. I've been here since before you were. Since when were you going down the corridor? Dedicated Wham. Sorry, I need to get in the voice. Wait, you were in the corridor? Were you in the corridor? Yes, I happened to see you there. But you didn't seem to notice me, so I secretly followed you. But why'd bother sneaking around? You could have just said hello. Well, I just did, remember? Lurk, that's some shady stalking, you know. I think the blame belongs to someone who would allow stalking and sneaking to happen. From now on, I'd like you to pay more attention. Assassins could be small like me, creeping and crawling around in the shadows. It was fortunate it was only me. But if I had truly been a killer, then nobody would be bothered coming after my life. I'm just a priest. The world is home to indiscriminate murderers who don't need reason or rhyme to kill, you know. Oh, how terrifying. Then what does this terrifying little girl want with me? Nothing in particular. Really, I just wanted to say hello. Are you free? As you can see, I'm free as a bird. More importantly, do you have time? But of course, if I didn't have free time, I wouldn't be chasing around a priest who definitely looked like he most certainly did. Hey, not necessary. Dedicated Wham. Okay. It seems like she wants to keep talking here. But there's black dust everywhere in the stairwell, including on the banisters. Without a choice, I take out a cloth, fold it a couple of times, and then set it on the stairs on a stair-appropriate size. Have a seat. That skirt must be expensive, yeah? Oh, how chivalrous, despite your appearance. Again, not necessary. You look like an idiot, bruh. I will happily accept your show of goodwill, good priest. Claire picks up her skirt hem and takes a seat quietly and modestly. I take my own seat a slight distance away. A dim, dusty emergency staircase and a flowery young girl is not a juxtaposition even a villainous movie director would think of. Do you always carry a handkerchief? Not exactly, but today I happen to have it on me. Seen from up close, Claire is almost like a doll. She smooths out the wrinkles on her skirt with her petite hands. Her nails are like gemstones, and her light blue hair seems to have luster even in this dark place. Dolls don't talk, though, and as if to prove it, her small mouth, done up in a light pink, immediately starts saying all sorts of things. I see, then you must have prepared it this morning, specifically to have a seat on these dusty stairs. Still, to think you would do so just to sit here alone in an emergency stairwell nobody knows about is surprisingly delicate. Should I say, or perhaps simply dour? Of course, my alone time has been ruined by a certain chattermouth. Then it's a good thing I came along right when you had some free time. Right. Thanks a lot. Also, it's not a handkerchief. It's a scarf. It was in my luggage, but I don't really use it anymore. Oh, so it's a personal item of clothing. I see. It's certainly wet though, isn't it? The color is what convinced you? Wet and black? Blood wouldn't stand out on it. Perfect for an assassin. You're still talking about that? Well, in terms of colors, I prefer blue. Oh, and pink, I suppose. Your skirt is blue too. Indeed it is. The abundance of frills in my style is in style at the capital as well. It makes no sense to me. If that's true, then all of my belts are definitely in fashion as well. I don't know much about belts, but customized habits certainly do appear to be all the rage, especially in this temple and especially in the cleanup department. The regular ones don't fit me. Suppose it must be difficult being so short for a man. Whoa, 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 buddy, whoa. Okay, rude. Come on, I'm not that short. There's plenty of people shorter than me here. But there are also plenty of people taller than you. For example, the magic department's Lady Claire. Is there something... Here's something you may not know. Men keep growing until age 25. I never knew that. What scholar is your source? Me. I thought as much. And being a little shorter than others comes with its own benefits. That's a positive way of looking at it. What kind of benefits? Have webcam access? Rude, 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 rude. Whoa. I thought that my character was like tall. I'm confused. He looked pretty tall in the mirror when we saw him. I'm confused. I didn't know that he was a shorty. I'm shocked. I can sneak up behind tall people without them noticing, like that person in the magic department. I believe you are still a bit too tall to do something like that, though. Oh, just forget it. Blah, 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 blah. She's like 3 feet tall, though. She's like literally, like, we thought she was like 5 years old when we saw her. They spilled water on me. It's cold. How did she know your height? I don't know. The character is short, I guess. Claire smiles playfully. She must be enjoying this conversation. We're not even talking about anything, yet with her, I can't help but feel like I'm coming to my senses a little. With how heavy the air is in the quiet space, Claire's high voice sounds louder than usual. The walls also create reverb, and I can feel that slight buzzing vibrations in my ear whenever she speaks. It's interesting. It kind of feels like we're cut off from the rest of the world. Oh, her face was scary when it changed. Come to think of it, I heard you're collecting temple rumors or something? Are you asking if I collect rumors? Yeah, so do you? Well, I do. I, Quion Myosotis, am a walking font of information here at the temple. So why do you look so sad about it? It's just, when someone asks you about something like that so boldly, doesn't it make you want to deny it outright? But no matter how I think about it, there's no way to deny it, so... Meaning you don't lie? For me, the temple is like a nation unto itself. It truly has everything. Oh, the priests have food, clothes, and a roof over their heads here at the temple. I don't want to let even a scrap of information escape me. The temple, it would be a much nicer place if more people had a positive outlooks like you do. Oh, I think the current atmosphere here is quite nice. After all, incidents and accidents are occurring every single day. Burp, excuse me. Jeez, I really hope not every day here has an accident or an incident. Like that one time we watched a guy beat the other guy to death. Hee 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 hee. Anyway, if you got any fun rumors, let me hear them. I have this nugget of knowledge for you. It said that 80% of rumors created by a group of people here are false. I never knew that. What scholar is your source? Why, it's me. I thought as much. Then how do you tell which rumors are true and which aren't? Well, I can't say it's perfect, certainly, but false rumors usually have one thing in them that the real ones don't. Malice. Malice? People at the temple all love spicy gossips of all kinds. Complicated relationships, complex and contrived incidents, anything that tells them about someone's weaknesses. Carelessly telling someone rumors like those will not only damage that person's reputation, nothing more, and certainly nothing less. Yeah, you're right. I'm quick to hear, but slow to speak. That's how I do things anyway. I've seen several times already how quick the temple priests are to pick up on rumors, lies about a specific person. That's probably what all those rumors about the empty-headed cleanup department priests have been tirelessly spreading about me. Even just this morning. You've probably heard a bunch of stuff about me then, huh? Well, I certainly have. You're an object of interest right now, Ludovico. Yeah, these last few days really have shown me how popular I am. I guess I can't be too happy about it. These rumors you say you've heard about me, they were about the magic department, right? That particular information is closer to fact than rumors, if I'm being honest. And you have more than that, don't you? Like about their auxiliary bishop? Oh wait, am I being interrogated right now? No, I just wanted to know what kind of rumors were floating around. I want an honest answer. Oh, but it's not really rumors, it's more like a fact. Huh? So I was the only one in the dark the whole time? Rumors travel faster than the wind here, so please don't get so depressed. As people cut from the same cloth, let's do our best. Huh? Wait. We're definitely speaking the same language here, right? Yes, I do believe we are. Why? Then what do you mean cut from the same cloth? Why don't you read my mind again to find out? No can do, I'm out of juice. Then it's a secret. Aww. Rumors do travel faster than the wind here, so when the time comes, you'll find out. And who am I going to find out from? From me, of course. Well then, why can't you just tell me now? I could, but you look so confident that it made me want to bully you. Ugh, I can't help my confidence, you know. Rumors. Come to think of it, real rumors also have something that fake ones don't. Evidence. Naturally, I wouldn't mind sharing a riddle of that sort with you. I understand better than anyone what it feels like to be bursting with curiosity. Well, thanks. What kind of evidence? Such as, for example, the auxiliary bishop of the health department being terrible at cooking anything aside from sweets, I suppose. The health department? Oh, you mean Dr. Gret? Yes, her food comes out tasting strange, as though she mixes up the spices and the order of the recipe. I'm a personal witness to it, so this one can't be doubted. But if you found that out for yourself, that's not even a rumor anymore. Still, that's interesting. I bet her sweets are the best in the continent, too. I feel the same way. Still, I didn't leave and leave any leftovers. It was my first food in 3 days, which means everything is delicious. First food in 3 days? What are you, on some kind of crazy fad diet? What? Oh no, it's a personal matter. You see, I'm already light as a feather. It's just that my reach only extends to certain things. If you keep going without food like that, you're bound to turn into an actual feather and float away. That would truly let me fly, then I'd certainly like to try. What else you got? Let's see. I know that the 2 new employees in the health department are siblings. I'm sensing a trend here. Oh right, I actually do most of my work in helping the health department. I'm a priest in training after all. Burp. Huh, so you're not just carrying around supplies. I only have to do that once a month. I like to see much more of the temple. That's why I come to help out, usually 3 times a week. 3 times a week? That's right. I'm supposed to only to come in today, but I wasn't supposed to come in today, but I ended up heading here anyway. Coming to work on your day off? You must really like this temple, huh, Clear? Are you doing this on purpose? What? Ugh, I came all the way to visit you, Ward Vico. You're a buffoon who knows nothing of a woman's heart. Wow, Lady Myosotis came here just for me? Wow, what a genuine honor. That's all? Shouldn't your reaction be like, whoa, she's so cute. I missed the... Whoa, she's so cute and she came here all the way to see me? And then your heart starts pounding? I feel like you maybe watched too many movies? Well, I don't know what I expected from you. There were plenty of kids younger than me back home, but most of them were just barely toddlers. If I could have stood the place longer, I might have been able to watch over them as they grew up. But then I wouldn't have met Claire, and she really is cute. Stay away from that little girl. I feel this may be slightly early, but I must get going soon. It's very close to my commute time. In any case, Ward Vico, love one another as God loves you. This soon? Well, take care. Come to think of it, why do we say love one another as God loves you as a standard goodbye here at the temple? I figured it was in the holy book or something. It seemed like something only priests would say to each other. Oh, despite my not being a priest, nobody ever told me about that, so I never knew. Everyone else did it all the time, so I simply decided to imitate them. Jeez. And that right there seems like the adaptability that allows her to survive at the temple. You should come visit again tomorrow, Claire. Oh well, I'll need to give it a thought, considering how you've acted just moments ago. But why? Come on, don't be like that. I was shocked, you know? So shocked. It felt like someone had boxed me right in the air. Wouldn't it normally be like someone had hit you in the back of the head? No. When you're hit near the ears, you hear a winging in your head, and your vision starts to spin. Didn't you know that? I mean, no. Why would I? Then you simply lack life experience. That's not good. You're like 5 minutes old. You've been hit in the head? Like by the ear? Claire laughs on in her usual cheery voice, but it somehow sounds honest this time. At the same time, though, I figure it was just my imagination. Like this dark and close space is making me worrying too much. But if it wasn't just my imagination, then it was the fact that she probably hasn't realized her own secret. It's still quiet around us, without any birds out the window, and right next to me is Claire, seemingly anxious at how the conversation suddenly faded. Seriously though, won't you come again tomorrow? I want to talk to you more. Well, if you insist, I shall consider it. I can give no guarantees, however. I'm happy you're just considering it, really. I'm quite honored too, really. She spoke the last bit in such a soft voice that it didn't create an echo for once. I give her a firm nod. Let's be friends. Let's talk about the weird incest movie more. Well, that was fun. I would like to go to the flower garden now. Let's go see if we can find Maya. We can have more conversation with Miss Maya. What? Okay, more stuff. I still remember what the angel's face looked like, though I probably shouldn't know. And as proof of that, my memories and thoughts stop short of knowing who she actually is. Every time I try to conjure up an image of her, something seems to block me from doing so. I'm sure this is a test from her to see what I'll do. If she is a real person, then she probably doesn't know she's an angel. So she wants me to try and find her, which is why she keeps appearing to me in my dreams. Or perhaps it's something different? Maybe it's an unidentified person's appearance in my dreams in the form of an angel is a type of warning. The kind that means something might happen once I discover her real identity. Maya? On edge, I head to the garden. I find her standing next to a rose arbor, a heavy-looking pair of scissors in her hands. Heard that Maya has made it back safe, but seeing her here safely in the garden sends a rush of relief through my body. Seems like she's in a bad mood, though. When I raise my in greeting, she merely gives a single shake of her head without turning to acknowledge me. Her gaze remains focused on the roses. Where did you get those scissors from, Maya? She moves the clippers open and shut as she silently considers her answers, her eyes moving to and fro in thought. The scissors, which could be considered a deadly weapon, seem extra sharp in contrast to Maya's slender arms. Yet she handles them easily, the blades coming together with sharp snipping sounds. I mean, isn't this basically confirmation that this is Maya? That the angel is Maya? Like, we're meeting Maya after this whole thing saying that even though I don't remember what the angel looked like, she's trying to make me find her. It handled them easily, the blades coming together with the sharp snipping sounds. Actually, the bishop was just here a moment ago. Huh? Did you get in trouble for going to the academics department? She shakes her head. This garden, it used to belong to the bishop. I wasn't in trouble or anything though, she just told me a few things. Oh yeah? Well, that's good. It seems like, it seems just like her to enjoy tending to a garden. It's true. She glances away again and I follow her gaze to see the roses look different than usual. A bunch of stray branches have been trimmed, exposing a pure white center. Maya's probably searching for any stems that need trimming. The roses here are bright red. They have a name. They're called Scarlet Madyland. Only self-sustaining flowers that can handle the cold that pervades the capital can thrive here. Or so I've heard. Wow, I didn't realize there were different types of roses. It has the most variants out of any other flower. Although Vestis caused various living organisms to lose their homes, this rose in particular still manages to flourish somehow. There are plenty of other vegetation and flowers that continue to thrive. And yet, roses are their strongest due to their natural brilliance and their fragrant perfume. That's just what I've heard, at least. Oh crap, sorry for staring. You always get way more energetic when talking about flowers. Flowers? Well, I do really like living creatures of all types, though I'm not sure it's interesting to you. That's not true at all. In fact, I think it's great. It's not a bad thing to be super knowledgeable when it comes to things that interest you, right? Come to think of it, I don't think there's anything I've devoted myself to. I've liked them ever since I was young. There's nothing Sorry. I bet she talks like freaking Fluttershy, bro. There's nothing I know nearly as much about. Everyone else tends to talk about clothes, their future, or romance. Guess I'm pretty strange, huh? I'm so strange. I'm just not like other girls. I only care about flowers and cute animals and stuff. Oh, they all hate me. Not strange at all. The bishop must have let you use her scissors because she knows how much you love flowers. Maybe liking living creatures and taking care of them are two different things, though. Snip! She brings the sharp blades together again, certainly cutting through another rose branch. I love flowers a lot, but I've never tried growing or nurturing them. I tried tending to some in the morning glories once with my families, but mine were the only ones that refused to bloom before dying. Okay, well, that's not good. And it's not just flowers, even bugs and fish die in my care as well. Everything I touch seems to die. It's almost as if... You're wrong. I quickly interrupt her before she can say anything strange again. There's no way you could kill anything with hands that pretty. Ooh, what? Ooh, and a heart so kind. I think we're getting into like the romancing part where when we're going to these locations, we're triggering the like romance events. I think like getting closer to the characters. I'm sure it was just bad luck and awful timing. If it really was bad luck, then who is to blame? Mine or theirs? Theirs, of course. You know how they say one's life expectancy is predetermined the moment they're born? I'm sure the flowers here and the fish die according to their lifespan, which is what led you to think you're a magnet for bad luck. There's no possible way you were a victim of bad luck. Got it? She nibbles on her lip, looking slightly embarrassed. She must know I'm right. You said a requiem for the departed, helping sinful life be reborn into a new body, almost like an angel. Not exactly sure what significance the word angel holds in a religious sense, but it seems like a word that holds relevance within the temple. I tried to think up something that might help Maya clear her thoughts a bit, though her expression seems as dark as ever. An angel? You think that word might have a more positive connotation, huh? Do you think flowers, buck, and fish can sin? Huh? No, it's more like they're atoning for the sins they committed in a previous life before becoming an animal. She blinks at me, almost as if in disbelief, or of the words coming from my mouth. She's clearly never heard anything like this before. That's what everyone says back where I came from. Those who committed the greatest sins are reborn as animals. It's almost like by living as a natural creature, you can get a chance at a clean slate, and your soul is forgiven. Being reborn as an inarticulate animal in order to save my soul sounds kind of like a dream cartoon could come true. Maya, did something happen? No, not really. Or at least, I don't think so. You don't think so? What do you mean? There are crimes that weigh heavily against your soul, even without being directly involved, which is why I don't feel like I'm able to make that call even with full confidence. I decide to keep my mouth shut. Maya gazes off into the distance, clearly thinking about something before opening her mouth to speak. You can't run away from crimes you've committed. No one can take your place, but the role of angels is to lessen the weight of the karmic retribution. You reminded me of the fact, perhaps. Perhaps you were already aware of it. Nope, this is a first for me. We got it together so well, Maya. Whenever I talk... Dude, this guy is freaky. He keeps being like... Well, woman that I've been talking to. We're perfect for each other. That's crazy. Whenever I talk to you, I always feel so much better after. I feel the same way. But, you know, angels to me aren't necessarily beacons of virtue. Her words, spoken so softly that it's like she's talking to herself, shakes me to my core. Not beacons of virtue? Then how does she view angels? As I belatedly begin trying to figure out a way to backtrack, she suddenly turns her head to look at me. My heart throbs almost painfully. Fortunately, Maya doesn't seem angry or offended. Instead, it looks like there's a different problem weighing on her mind. Do you think Q hates me now? Because of what happened? He's really angry about it. Even so, I'm the one who acted out without thinking things through. I don't think he blames you for what happened. Just hope we don't have a falling out of sorts. What do you think about it? Huh? I mean, about what happened. Because it's possible No way. I stand by not wanting to leave an injured person behind. I don't think you did anything wrong. But also, it's not like I don't disagree with what Q said. You mean... She pauses for a moment, as if searching for the right words, before answering softly. The people who get caught up in the vestige don't live long. Which is why, well, it's why I really wanted all of us to get along. Plus, I don't think Q meant anything bad when he said that to us. You really are sweet, Maya. Oh, you've got it all wrong. Alright, if that's what you think, then I'll try a little harder, regardless of how he reacts. My words seem to calm her down, the frown that's been on her face since I arrived softening out. That being said, he should feel lucky that you care about him that much. There's something mysterious about him that makes it so I can never look away. Mysterious? He has this aura. He has this aura of carrying experience far beyond his years, despite not being much older than me. And I don't know where he's coming from. I hate brain rot. I hate brain rot. I can't read a normal word and not be like, mango, 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 mango. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. And I don't know where he's from or any of his friends. It's just like my sister said, you don't find guys like him very often. He might be a boy, and yet his wrists are as slender as mine. Probably because he works all the time and never eats. Maybe, which is why I worry sometimes about his health. You know, I worry about you too, Maya. I couldn't care less about Sakaret, though. Fuck that guy. I hate him. You do? You don't eat properly most days, and you're already so small to begin with. Dude, what's up with literally everybody in this temple and not eating well? This is crazy.
You're doing, with all the work you're doing, you're going to end up collapsing. I'm honestly more concerned about you than him. I have my reasons. Oh yeah? So explain to me why you need to skip meals. I don't want to get fat. Seriously? You're almost excessively slim. Why would you even worry about something like that? That definitely wasn't a compliment. Besides, you're the one who said I could stand to gain a few pounds. That might be what you think, Vico, but other people... What? What? That's absolutely false. First of all, it's strange that you can't eat right because you're worried about what others think. Crap. I know Maya's sensitive about the word strange. I'm sorry, but I really do worry about you, Maya. Is there someone specific in your life that you need to go to these extremes for them? I mean... Flustered, she quickly looks away, unable to hide the noticeable blush creeping over her cheeks. Can we just drop it, please? If that's what you want, then I won't talk about it anymore. Just be careful, okay? Sure. Let's change the topic. I'd kind of like to know more, you know, about what you like. I meant it when I say I love all living things, even animals. So like cows and chickens? Yeah, those too. And bugs. I like them as well. Frogs? They're pretty cute. I totally agree. Miko, when you stare at me like that, I can't help it. Whenever you start talking about things you like, you get 10 times as... Food are hard to eat, yeah. I don't think I'm really that cute. Claire is far more adorable than I'll ever be. Dude, I need these two girls to guys, we gotta lock in. We gotta figure out what the hell is going on in this church. You two must be close for you to immediately bring up her name when the word cute is mentioned. Well, you see... Maya snips off one of the buds. She's been eyeing the shriveled up flower for a while now, probably conflicted over whether to cut it or not. I'm just lucky that Claire likes me, for now at least. When she finds out the type of person I really am, she'll probably leave me. Everybody hates me. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I'm just an awful person. They all think that I'm awful and annoying. You're a really good person, though. You think so? Thanks. It makes me so happy to hear that. She's just so miserable. She's such a wet blanket all of the time, Maya. I need you to lock in, bro. Lock in. Go, stop. Go crazy. Snap. I have some backbone, bro. I mean it. What do you like, Vico? Huh? I like you. We've been talking about me this whole time, so I'd like to know what you like. Good question. I have no personality because I'm a stand-in for the freaking protagonist. Basically nothing. I've never held more than a passing interest in anything because I am a blank slate that just thinks that every guy I meet is an awful evil asshole and that every girl I meet is excessively cute. Since most things can easily be resolved without any serious investment on my part, come to think of it, mine's been the only thing on my mind recently. Okay, dude. Lock in. Lock in, fella. Cool. I like chatting with my friends in their free time. Like now. Whoa. Haha. Bum, 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 bum. Trying to remember... Whoa. Which one was that? That one. No. Like chatting with my friends in my free time, like now. You like to chat? That's so weird. Or procrastinating and not showing up for work. I can see that disagreeable look on his face right now. Seems like a pretty good thing to like. Good thing? Like talking with my friends too. Hehehe. Good then. All of Maya's mannerisms are so subdued and minute that it's difficult to see sometimes, leaving me feeling vaguely uneasy. It's why I can't leave her alone. I'm afraid she really would vanish into nothing in the moment I did. Okay. Something's happening. Alright. After all, it's starting to get dark. I can visit one more place, but then I'll have to head back. Let me save. And we're gonna go... Let's save right here. Yes. Alright, I wanna go to the workplace. I don't know if it'll be interesting if it's like a 2-second conversation. Oh! I've been thinking more about humanity and the nature of the life itself since I started working as a priest in the cleanup department. Probably thanks to one lady in particular. The bishop. Okay, so we get to talk with the bishop, I think? The bishop, who weeps over the death of strangers, who seems to sincerely care about the priests in her department, and who gives their, all to God in the name of devout belief. She's the one who offers words of discomfort to the bereaved as well. I mean, words of comfort to the bereaved as well as the one who signs the documents needed for funeral rites. I repeatedly asked her about questions regarding life, though I should probably be asking about her about death. It bothers me every time I see her. Yet she always seemed happy to answer any question. Okay, bishop time? Bishop time? It gave us its little warning of being like, oh, we're gonna talk to this person right now. The priest from the academics department who gave those weird vibes. I think her name is... Wait, no? La Vie en Rose? Oh, haha, I get it. Her name is La Vie en Rose. Okay, I get it. I got some good information about her. It might not have been much to her, but it's an important clue about answering a question. I've been harboring it for a while now. First, it seems like pestis can alter a person's nature and psyche. Second, I'm not the only one who gets a weird vibe from her. My heart begins to race as my footsteps quicken, though I stop right outside the workplace. Sekarat's here, apparently on his way back. His look of surprise is quickly replaced by a scowl. Okay, wait, so we're not seeing the... Okay, well, now I'm confused. Great. I wasn't expecting to run into this jerk again today. Okay, these weird, romance things are confusing me. Heading to the workplace. It's not like him to initiate conversation, though there's a lack of warmth that's usually included in greeting or inquiry into one's health. My mood takes a turn for the worse, hearing the caution in his head, in his voice, despite having done nothing to deserve it. Both with Claire and Maya, they're both blushing I have a crush on you. And the main character is wow, haha, that's cool, right? And it gave us this little it gave us this little blurb. Hello, that's me. It gave us this little blurb on our feelings about them and their existence, right? So I thought we were getting a bishop thing, but it wasn't a bishop interaction. We're getting a Sekarat interaction, and I don't know. I mean, I think if Sekarat is romanceable, that's pretty cool. I think it's cool that there is what's it called, bisexual options for romance. My mood takes a turn for the worse, hearing the caution in his voice, despite having done nothing to deserve it. That's honestly none of your damn business. Hello. Hello, it's me. Pa, 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 pa. Oh, but it is. You have a tendency to interrupt the bishop during the breaks that she so rarely gets. The bishop gets to take breaks. I've honestly never noticed. Ugh. You probably don't realize this since you've never paid attention to anyone other than yourself, but the bishop enjoys talking with me. We've talked to her maybe 2 times. If you knew anything, you wouldn't engage in conversation with her. Huh? What the hell are you talking about? There are more important things for you to do than flirt with women. You need to work on your immaturity rather than learn from the mistakes you made today so you don't repeat them. Still trying to convince me that everything that has happened was my fault? The cleanup department's been way too understaffed. In fact, it still is. And yet here I am, during one of the busiest times of the year, cleaning up after your inexperienced ass, unable to do my own job properly. Do you know what that means? None of this has had anything to do with me. Actually, it has. Because the first time he sent us back was because Maya was, like, thrown up because she was scared. So, yeah, that one wasn't my fault. Second time, I took Maya back. He wasn't there with us. I made the decision to take her back, and I said I would come back and clean it up, and then I didn't. Which, that's my fault. I'm not gonna lie. And now this time, I was the one who ran off into this direction to this voice. Despite the fact that he said that high chance I get freaked up and killed and murdered if I do that. So I feel like this character is trying to dodge the blame a lot. I don't think Sekret is nearly as, like, bad as it's trying to make him out to seem. The blame for my inability to do what needs to be done to get coupled with trainees repeatedly making the same mistakes lies squarely on the shoulders of our senior who didn't give us enough guidance. If he's as busy as he claims to be, then why doesn't he just lock himself up somewhere and get it all done? Well, clearly because he has a job to do for everybody else. It's kind of hard to do the job of three. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to over-exaggerate how bad Sekret is. I want to ask him why he came all the way out here just to get himself involved, but I decide to ignore his comment instead. Is the bishop in the workplace right now? Sekret grows quiet for a moment, as if irritated by my attitude. He doesn't look like he's at a loss for words. Then he looks up again, his cold gaze staring straight at me, glaring angrily, his shoulders trembling faintly. You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut and keep in mind where you stand. If you're looking for someone to pass the time with, go somewhere else. Haku is not the type of woman you should approach out of idle curiosity or passing interest. Good night, channel! Bye-bye! His clear enunciation gives him a firm tone of voice. His cold manner of speaking, as if spitting out dirt, has a degree of heat mixed in. He's probably been sitting on this for a while. Granted, I never approached the bishop because I was attracted to her, as a straight man might to a charming lady. Though, going after someone in the quest of knowledge, or more accurately, speaking a simple curiosity isn't the wisest decision I've ever made. Still, there's no way I'm agreeing with him. Bye-bye, Shadow! Thank you for stopping by. I'm very grateful. Thank you for always stopping by. Very nice of you. What makes you so sure that's what I'm doing? You're nothing more than a human with all the flaws that entails. Oops, sorry. What in the world did I do to him to make him think so low of me? You are a little bit of a slacker, man. You literally told Maya that my favorite thing to do is to slack off and skip out on work. I'm sure this guy who has to clean up after you slack off and skip out on work is gonna be annoyed with you for slacking off and skipping out on work. Also, he probably feels a little bit insecure or like whatever because you got picked here when it's clear he's like weird about Stigmata's situation. You got picked to come here to go get married to the magic department, RNA, whatever. It's weird. I don't get it. I must have touched a nerve at some point to elicit such a scathing insults. He's been this way all afternoon. I clench my fists tightly as I feel myself about to explode, but I take a deep breath, and I'm able to calm myself down. I've never hit someone smaller and weaker than me. Well, you talked about breaking his nose earlier, so I don't know, man. Maybe you are. And above all else, I'd never lose my temper in the middle of a conversation. After speaking his mind, Sekret shuts his mouth once more. This is also not true. I'm literally always losing my temper with him. I'm always giving him a hard time and being like, you suck. I hate you, man. Leaving us to stare at each other silently. The sharp clack of heels shatters the chilled, tense air between us. The sound alone is enough to herald her arrival. She turns her head as she passes us by, seemingly oblivious to the overwhelming, tense atmosphere. Are you two having a pleasant conversation? Sekret glances over his shoulder at Haku once before walking away without a single word of greeting. The elegant ring of her voice seems at odds with the sterile clack of her high heels. She watches Sekret walk off with a dubious look on her face. I can sympathize. That guy's such a... You mean Brother Raf? Rafe? He is a very competent priest. Sekret Rafe. So that's his last name, huh? Or Rafe? I'm gonna say it's Rafe. Sekret Rafe. So that's his last name, huh? I've been working alongside him for 4 days now. This is the first time I've heard his full name. This guy doesn't talk at all, and every time I see him, he's always in a foul mood. I assume he had to have a last name, but I would never have thought that I'd hear it from Haku instead of Sekret himself, or another priest. Truly bizarre considering his attitude towards her. Were you two together? I was making sure the jobs from this morning were being taken care of. Though Sekret tends to help take care of all that. He helps you out? Indeed, Sekret's a really nice young man. Very kind and incredibly meticulous. I almost burst out laughing. Nice, kind, meticulous? What do you mean meticulous? He's literally the... What do you mean meticulous? This guy... Okay, I'm getting irritated on behalf of Sekret. He's like being a very reasonable guy and like getting reasonably annoyed with this freak for like... What do you mean he's not meticulous? This entire time he's been complaining about the fact that he has to clean up our mess. What do you mean he's not meticulous? You literally watched him do the meticulous job earlier today of setting up all the paperwork all on his own. None of those words sound like that pompous prick. How about I shove my foot up your ass? His only fault, if I had to pick one, would be his lack of friends. So, I'd appreciate it if you tried to get along with him as much as possible. Look, Bishop, I'm sorry to interrupt such a heartwarming story, but I'm sure there's a good reason why that grouch doesn't have any friends. Dude, I'm such a jerk to this guy. But poor Sekret works so tirelessly without complaint, even when I ask him to take care of paperwork and business affairs. He also always brings me meals and takes care of me when I forget things. I'm kind of scatterbrained. That guy? Dude, what? I'm getting annoyed with him. Don't call him that. Friends refer to each other by name, right? He's also incredibly good with his hands. He always helps me tie my hair up for me. Despite his clear distaste for her, Sekret really goes above and beyond keeping up appearances of acting as her assistant. I don't think he has a distaste for her. I think this guy's misinterpreting things. He is a meticulous person who is very kind and polite. And if Sekret has feelings for Haku, as they're trying to imply, I don't think that he's weird for that. He seems very kind and caring. Hello! Keeping up appearances as acting as her assistant. The more I learn about him, the weirder he is. Hearing the bishop gush so positively about him only fires up my competitive spirit. Dog, I'm gonna beat this guy and kick him in the balls. Maybe he'll stop complaining all the time if he hears how much she loves talking with me straight from her own mouth. You know, I'm pretty good at braids too. Feel free to ask me to help instead of him next time you need a hand. Ooh, I can't wait. Though the veil of her half-transparent sleeves, I noticed that her gloves are misty with water. Looking closer, I realized the edges of her sleeves are damp as well. Did she wash her hands with her gloves on? Realizing I'm staring at her, she hides both of her hands in her long sleeves. It's pretty noticeable, huh? I splashed some holy water on them to purify my soul. Holy water, huh? I've heard of it. That stuff wards off demons. Thank you. For the posture check and hydrate. Wards off demons and washes away sin. One and the same. You seem to know a lot about it. Haha, I've been reading through some of the books in the library. Holy water is used to help wash away impurities. It contains refined salt. Yuck! Why salt of all things? It's soluble without dissolving completely. Salt is the only rock that is both edible and doesn't rot, and one of the only nutrients necessary for sustaining human life. The vow of an everlasting covenant. Wow, so Sekirite dredged himself in holy water earlier today? You must have needed a lot of salt for that. Hee hee. What? Hee hee. That wasn't holy water. I'd figure he'd be happier with baptismal water. She goes to cover her laughter with her sleeve, though immediately pulls it away upon noticing the dampness. I laugh on her behalf. There's still aspects to her that I find unpleasant, and to be honest, I'm not sure how dependable she is, yet I prefer her company. I'm slowly getting used to the acrid smoke, which doesn't seem as strong today. The sense of security has more to do with her role as bishop than any personal inclination I might have towards her. I feel more comfortable with dealing with the bishop who's able to take charge when need be. Other than that priest who changed their personalities based on perceived interests or commonalities. She suddenly turns to look at me, as if curious if I'm scratching my nose or something. Her pure white hair is even more dazzling up close. Her eyes, nose, and mouth are merely body parts designed to breathe. To help her breathe, and yet they look on her face makes her seem almost impossibly beautiful. That faint smell of perfume. You really were in the library, weren't you? Oh, yes. I guess I still retain the smell of that place, huh? Whatever aromatic they use is quite strong. You know, that's what I'm talking about. It's almost like perfume. It's just basic deodorant, a floral fragrance. Although the stronger the smell it's mixed with, the worse it gets. Ah. Weird. Weird. Ah. Hello. Ba. Tada. Apa. Let's continue. That's true, so... Whoa. Okay. Well, you got that model, so... That's true, so you don't wear perfume at all. I do. Whenever the need to impress arises. I see. With that said, do you think they're alright, the priests from the cleanup department? They're fine. Oh, though I apologize for going into the library without clearing it with you first. I did chat with Evelyn a bit, and she seemed like she thinks quite highly of me. Thanks to her, I've been reading through a mountain of books that help make my job easier. Evelyn. Her expression darkened slightly. That I usually only see her sporting that her trademark easygoing smile makes her grim expression even darker. Clearly, there's something going on between them. They're making out on the side. I haven't noticed it yet, but they do have beautiful hot sex with each other all the time. And I decided to go ahead and pry for information. Hi, Zorl. Hello. You guys really don't want me to use my OG model? Do you not like it? Wait, what? Something happened between you two? Huh? No, not exactly. It's fine. I promise I won't tell anyone. Well, it's just she's an incredibly difficult person to deal with. Difficult? Like personality-wise? Not quite. When my father was still a bishop in the academic department, Evelyn had just gotten baptized and was acting as his assistant. Being so young, I heard stories of how she looked after me, though I don't remember any of it. She's very intelligent, kind, and someone I regard with a great deal of respect, but I just always get so anxious around her. Hi, View. Maybe it means that with her, even Bishop Haku is like a toad under a snake's glare. Hello. I didn't realize she had this unexpected flaw. But knowing Evelyn's overwhelmingly chilling personality, it's not hard to understand why. What interests me most, though, is her own past. I do think this guy has kind of like an ego problem. He has like this huge ego. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of annoying. Not annoying, but he's acting very like I'm better than everybody else.
Uh, 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 uh. You've been here in the temple since you were young? Or so I've been told. However, only in the library located in the academics department. I guess as a child I really loved to read books. Interesting. I'd love to hear more. If you keep telling me about your childhood, maybe it'll eventually spark some kind of memory. I really don't remember anything from when I was a young girl. It's all just a bunch of vague, fluffy, hazy images. My memories don't really begin until after I left the temple and began living on my own with a little help from the health department's bishop. Blah. Wow. That's an unexpected duo. Why did you two decide to start living on your own? Well, she closes her eyes as if conjuring up images of her past while repeatedly rolling her head in slow circles. What? Okay. Having seen her done this before, it must be a habit for when she's deep in thought. Ugh, I really don't remember. I wonder why your memories are all shattered like that. As I've mentioned several times by now, I don't remember anything from childhood, though my father talks about it from time to time. Weird, so the memories you do have might not even be correct? No, my father wouldn't lie to me. He always guides me toward the truth, with his voice in his hands. And his hands. It sounds like you've been helped by a great number of people here from the academics and Bishop's health department. She still looks out for you even now. Yes, and I feel truly blessed. God has graced me with a number of amazing relationships, and these interpersonal relationships inevitably give rise to new life. I was born from similar fateful connection. I feel like I've heard this same story somewhere before. You can thank God, but you should also thank the folks who watched over you. Of course, being thankful to the good graces of God means not forgetting the grace shown by others. I'm grateful for all the relationships I've built that made me who I am today. I am also grateful beyond words that can say that you took the time to pay me a visit today, Brother Vico. It almost makes me sound like a bonus surprise to one of God's miracles, though hearing her sincere gratitude isn't that bad. Compared to most other people, Haku can be a difficult person to converse with. But unlike her seemingly disingenuous facade, it's clear that she's always deep in meditation. She sees each priest as individuals. It worries me a little, but it's kind of charming too. Anyone who hasn't spent enough time with the bishop inevitably misunderstands her. I was the same way at first, and I'm sure that jerkass is no different. Dude, I need to get over my freaking hate boner for this guy. My God, bro. Which is why he says the things he does. Which is why what he says the things he does. So you were here in the workplace throughout your entire lunch break? Actually, I spent some time with Maya in the garden. The garden? You mean the rose arbor? Maya really likes spending time there. I literally just came from there, so I guess I was supposed to go here first. Used to be part of the cleanup department. I used to be the primary caretaker, though it brings me joy to know another priest has taken an interest in its upkeep. The rose garden did strike me as something you'd have a hand in. You really think so? Well, yeah, you have flowers on your head. You mean because both me and the roses are equally as thorny? No, because you're both gorgeous. Why so negative? If I wasn't so busy all the time, I could have taken better care of them. In fact, I really haven't had much time to stop by the garden lately. Are the roses all mopey and extra thorny without me? I'm sure they understand considering you raised them so well. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I feel like I'm comforting a small child. What did you talk about with Maya? How to take care of the gardens and about the roses, though she wasn't very talkative. She's pretty quiet and not talkative by nature. She's so cute. I wish I could get to know her better. You think she's adorable too, huh?
Of course, though her uniform isn't quite correct. Her uniform isn't correct? And neither is yours, Vico. You're so sparkly all over, like some kind of tough guy. Ugh, I figured if I didn't mention it, you'd give me a pass. Clothing inspections are necessary evil, though I'm not strict about it. Everyone yearns to wear cute fluttery dresses and sparkling cool clothes, right? Which is why the priests in the cleanup department wear whatever they want. Seeing cute girls makes me happy. I think your clothes are pretty cool, or at least really impressive. This outfit is a compromise of sorts, after all. As you can tell, I'm far from cute. Huh? What does that have to do with anything? For example, there's no way I'd ever be able to pull off a skirt as freely as Maya's. I can't believe you made me explain that to you. That's not what I meant. What I mean is you're more cute. You're more than cute enough. I like girls who are slender, just like with just the right amount of punch. It's just my personal preference. What's happening? I get it. I know what you're trying to say. No need to say more. If being small and a little pudgy is the bishop's requirement for cuteness, then she's on the opposite of the spectrum. Despite of the fact that she's always smiling and fairly subdued, the slant in her eyes gives her a shifty appearance of a fox. She's also got long, slender fingers, mostly hidden by her overflowing sleeves, and she's taller than I am. Though, honestly, I think she's fine the way she is. I didn't realize you had such lofty ideals. At any rate, I think you're already gorgeous. What? This happened a long time ago, but I remember my son Grossbert. Well, in the academics department, I thought I'd never stop growing. Even recently, it seems like I've grown a little taller. Oh, I restricted my diet and what is up with these people and not eating food? My God, you deprive yourself of food? I used to from time to time as a student, but one day I ate a huge amount of rice all by myself, and to make it worse, I don't remember doing so at all, so I stopped restricting after that. That's good to hear, but also slightly terrifying. Hee. Hunger is one of the most primitive pains humans can feel. None of the priests here have to worry about that, of course. But even the flowers in the garden need water and sunlight to survive. People who care about flowers and animals enough to care for them are truly amazing. Their sense of responsibility is impressive. Life and responsibility are two sides of the same coin. Think about it often. These people need to stop being weird about food. Sounds like a much bigger deal when you refer to it as life. It is, in fact, an extraordinary deal. It's easy to lose a life, which is why it's so important to listen carefully. You mustn't look away. You never know when it might vanish. If I remember correctly, the elders in my hometown always said one's lifespan was predetermined at one's birth, which is why it was so important to live a virtuous life. Hehehe, the right. I've wait. Oh wait, if I remember correctly, the elders in my hometown always said that one's lifespan was predetermined at one's birth, which is why it was so important to live a virtuous life. They're right, I've come across an abundance of different lives in my line of work, and I've had more brushes with death than most. Our job is mostly about washing away the sins of the dead, while also guiding lost souls that remain trapped in their bodies. But that's not all. We also dispose of those poor souls that have been sucked into the pestis. The memory of the priest from earlier in the day flashes before my eyes. After a living corpse with his limbs twisted at impossible angles, blind to the world in front of him, his lungs crushed yet pleading desperately for help through melting lips. Haku was there before I realized what was going on, a soul consumed by pestis. Even now, those words swirl through my head. I often find myself facing those bound for execution. A person who is about to die has no soul. The soul dies before the body does. Do you know what I mean by the death of a soul? You mean that they've given up on life? Very close. Life is something that is sacred, eternal, pure, and unchanging. God breathes life into every creature that blooms on earth, flies through the sky, and crawls under the ground, or to be more precise, he creates the vessel that houses their soul. So you're saying that our life doesn't end with destruction of our corporeal bodies, that we are in fact repeatedly born again through the transference of our souls. I believe it's similar to what you refer to as reincarnation. Right. Yeah, so what's different? It's not that they're necessarily different. The reason some people can be resurrected is because our souls are immortal. Dream, be ambitious, think, and feel. As long as you have a unique personality and an ID, brother, your soul will never die. Then why do people die at all? It happens when we've completed our predetermined destinies. Life is the heavenly decree to live and let live. When God grants life to a human being, it's not about the survival alone. The meaning of life is strengthened by the shaking cultures and forming bonds, and is referred to as destiny or karma. So, in other words, when someone dies once they've done everything they could, but I know many people who've died regretting their inability to do anything at all. Does it mean their role in life was to be consumed by pestis? I don't like this kind of conversation. I think that this is kind of a awful philosophy to go by. Da, 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 da. Yes, all of them were simply following God's will. But when a soul dies before the body does, when openly defy their own destiny, that's when God sends down pesties to collect the wayward souls and bring them back to heaven. Can you tell when your soul dies? I don't think so. Can you feel if your own soul is dead, Brother Vico? Well, I don't think it's dead, but I'm also not sure if it's alive either. Your soul lives, brother. Thank you for talking with me. I can tell you enjoy it. And that it makes you think and ask questions, just like that one. Hello, peanut butter. 87. Bite 8 peanut bite 80. Hello, what's up? Just like that one, which means your soul lives. We play a part in each other's lives, do we not? Despite not having anything weird, I realize I'm incredibly nervous. And I don't like the whole idea of, like, following a path. Like, you don't have an actual choice in life. Everything that is happening is predetermined. That feels really gross. I feel like you should feel like you have agency over your life and, like, you can change things about it. Despite not having anything weird, I realize I'm incredibly nervous. The more I think about it, the more weirded out I get. It must be her voice. Her voice is so low and even-toned, it sounds almost masculine. Her facial features fairly androgynous. It seems silly to me that she always pitches her voice purposefully higher. Add in the slow method of her speech and it makes everything harder to understand without intense concentration. But maybe that's part of her charm. I don't really get it, but when said with that peculiar tone of voice, I'd believe anything she told me. There's a credibility to it, so much so that if she told me flowers bloom from baked beans, I'd believe it. You mentioned something about the strong sense of responsibility, Brother Vico. Why? I definitely don't have enough of that. Enough of that. Whether the plants or the... I definitely don't have enough of that, whether for plants or animals. Taking care of a life means accepting responsibility for it. Responsibility is something that inevitably accompanies all of our encounters, does it not? You're responsible for a great number of things, huh? Me? Well, yes, I do carry that burden, fairly seriously as well. She nods to herself as she appears to count something on her fingers. She spreads all 5 fingers wide apart. But I can only do as much as possible. I'm always bearing the weight of my responsibilities. That's part of your job? Yes, but it's also something that I've been tasked with as a part of my role in life. A task given to me by our Father, who art in heaven. You know, Vico, I am all too happy to shoulder the burden of your responsibilities as well. You are one of my priests, after all. Haha, well, I'm grateful. I can't let someone else do my job for me. That's a lie. I've been letting Sekret do my job for me this entire time. What am I talking about? I can't do the work for you, but I can share your karma. If you feel your responsibility, your sin is too heavy, I can share the weight with you and make it easier to carry. I still don't understand what that word means, since I can remember adults around me have pressed the importance of accepting responsibility for things, and I've lived my life bearing the burden of doing so. Pay someone else to do your job? I guess. Or is it more like a thread to not lose sight of my karmic role? Maybe it's just a meaningless phrase. But I just nod, my body seemingly moving on its own before I fully grasp the meaning of the word. It's the effects of her voice again. Seeing that look of amusement on her face, all I can think about is the textbook definition. I'm truly sorry, but I have to get going. Oh, did I get in the way of your work? No, not at all. It's been so long since I've enjoyed such a nice conversation with someone, and I truly enjoyed it. I've had such a nice conversation with someone. I had so much fun talking about so much with you. Now be sure to come back tomorrow. Do you always work here during lunch? Oh, I'd love it if you did. The day is far from over yet, so please take care. Oh wait, the day is far from over yet, so please take care. And don't stay out too late. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow. And you take care as well. I watch her walk away with slow, wavering footsteps, and her movement as awkward as ever. With her body wobbling worryingly side to side, I find myself about to rise from my feet each time she looks like she's about to fall. Finally, she vanishes from view, and I suddenly start coughing. It's not like the air quality has suddenly gotten worse, but rather that I find it hard to breathe. I try thumping my chest lightly with my fist, but once I become keenly aware of the odd sensation, it won't go away that easily. Okay, I got lung cancer, I guess. Alright. It's time to go back. What the hell? I got evil lung cancer from hot, sexy priest person. Normally, you see a lot of people going through at this time, but strangely, the area in front of the dormitories is empty. Ow! Rude. Instead, the temple is more noisy now. Is something unusual happening I'm not aware of? An immaculate white silhouette passes by the empty dormitories. I immediately feel goosebumps, thinking I hadn't seen it right. But soon, I hear a familiar voice. It's the owner, stands at the bend of the hallway, muttering to herself. Repentance. Repentance. Why are you walking around saying something sinister to yourself? Uh-huh. That form and that voice, why you must be Brother Vico, yes? And repentance is not a sinister word. Well, I mean, someone like you walks around so unsteadily, it makes them look like a ghost. Do ghosts walk around particularly unsteadily? Well, I mean, from your point of view, wasn't it graceful? Huh? Oh, I suppose it looks strange then. Hang on, this conversation is going all over the place. If you just say whatever springs into your head, I won't be able to keep up with you. Fee, fi, fo. Sure. Have you ever seen a ghost? No, and I don't want to. I'm a little too busy to bother about learning about dead people. Dead men tell no tales, indeed, but there is much in this world that is visible. Even if you don't wish to see it. Like what? Who knows what could be out there? Quit getting me to ask questions then. Something visible, even if I don't want to see it. She might as well be talking about reality in this moment. As unpleasant as the thought is, I'm confused. Something I need to acknowledge even if I don't want to. Something I have to accept in order to live in society. It's the start of an annoying lecture, I just know it. And I'm sure you have something to say for me for going off on my own like that. Oh my. I'm gonna have to sit down and really reflect on it, so at least let me defend myself. I just couldn't ignore it. I can't hear the voices of the dead, but I can definitely hear the voice of the living. The dead must be so lonely. It's not as bad as leaving the living to die and not hearing them anymore. Though I suppose you can't understand that, Bishop, since you supposedly hear the voices of the dead every day. No, the voices of the dead do not reach me. Thus, I pray for the sake of the living. Hey, why are you repeating the word repentance like that? Because the time for that prayer has come. It is unfortunate, but we brothers and sisters in this world who, unlike you, are unable to voluntarily repent. Hence, I will offer prayers to God so that we may all walk the proper path of atonement. I'm confused. I'm confused and I'm lost. What's happening? That's your responsibility as bishop, I guess. Yes, as a bishop, I do certainly serve the role in order to fulfill that duty. But even were I not a bishop, I would likely be doing the same. In our sinful natures, not only not having anyone to offer prayers alongside you would be most lonely. What? Or so I should think. Sheesh, you're just too nice, Bishop. If someone sins, that's it. They just have to live the rest of their life in shame. Yet everybody sins. Thus, are opportunities for repentance too provided equally to everybody. You are no exception, so when the time comes, I'd like you to come to see me without shame. Please? Ideally, I would never come to that though. Hey, have you ever thought about that you have sins too? Of course, I constantly shoulder the burden of sin, just like everyone else. People die every day, and it's the cleanup department's job to look at that immortality in the face. Bishop's position must be far heavier than I imagined. If I go on working in this temple for a long time, will I always be able to endure that weight? To tell the truth, even though it's kind of unbelievable considering how you usually are, you're pretty amazing, I guess. You're not the bishop for nothing, huh? Aww, what do you mean by that? I'm always putting my best foot forward. That's rude, you know. I am an adult. It was a compliment, seriously. You're a really reliable bishop. Etoblet. Etoblet. You're a really reliable bishop. Wow, a compliment? However, a bishop's responsibilities cannot yield trivial matters like these. Please ascertain as much with your own eyes. Got it. The bishop leaves me with that and returns to the temple. I was not expecting to meet her again so fast. She's such a weirdo. So when I go and seek her out on purpose, he's like, God, I love the bishop. She's so cool. She loves me so much. And then when I'm doing the normal story, he's like, she's so weird. I don't know what's wrong with her. Whenever I think about how incomprehensible she is, it just gets me pretty uncomfortable. But it's still spine-chilling sensation that I felt back then. That must have been a different person. Okay. Guys, I need to pee. Give me a second. Give me a second, actually. Give me a second.
I return. Hello, I'm back. Back to creepy scenes. Sorry about that. Also, I think next time we play, the way that I want to go about it is I think I'm gonna skip out on the Rose Guardian because I told both Claire and the Bishop that I wanted to talk with them the next day, and I would feel bad standing them up, but I want to go visit the library because I feel bad. So I think that's what we're gonna do next time. It's noisy inside the temple. A lot of people have gathered around here. I seem to look at something else. I inserted myself into the crowd, looking in the same direction, not knowing what's happening. And at that moment, the crowd goes silent. They all watch the balcony as people appear on it. They come in all at once, all wearing the same black robes, their figures implying at first glance that they're muscular men. At the tail end of them is someone I know, Bishop Haku. She has her head down and her hands clasped together. Her expression is one of hard silence, as though her conversation with me before was now in the distant past. You can tell something big is starting. Disciples must dedicate their bodies fully to God. One such disciple, however, has committed an impure act with the opposite sex, and in doing so has created a new life with her body. We have thus judged her a heretic and brought her here. The person in front repeats himself several times. His voice is very loud, enough so that everyone in the crowd can both see and hear him clearly. My heart begins beating quickly. Unease gnaws at my body as I frantically look around. Someone who should be here is not present. I can feel the blood rushing through my temples as my pulse quickens, and then amidst all my anxiety and fear, he says something new. But because she has never sought to correct her heedlessness, we cannot speculate on who her partner was. Then, too loudly and clearly for me to ignore, he calls out her name, a familiar one, which they attach the unfamiliar word heretic to. The heretic immediately appears, and there she is, or so I think at first. I can't be sure. Her appearance is so miserable and wretched that I almost failed to recognize her. Oh, hi, 07. Confined to a cell all day, her clothes are ragged now, covered in stains and dirt. Oh, wow. It's only the two guards behind her tugging on rusted chains that allow her to walk, albeit unsteadily. Her long mess of hair has lost its sheen, and now hangs over her face like a ratted curtain on a window. Bishop Haku's name is called. She takes a step forward, positioning herself in front of the heretic. The heretic teeters and writhes, as if under the effect of some drug, because her hands are tied up behind her back. Well, that's not true. Someone has to grab her to keep her from falling. The woman who now stands in front of the filthy one brings her hands together quietly, never breaking her undaunted posture. Blessed Holy Mother, full of joy, today one of your lambs shall have all her sins washed away, accept a peaceful death, and be taken into God's arms. The bishop's voice is dreadfully flat as she begins to chant the prayer informing us of the execution. The fact that it sounds just like she did this morning makes me feel faint. Everything that's becoming normal at this point mixes with the abnormal sight in front of me, and my mind is nowhere near able to accept it at all. I couldn't make out the rest of the prayer, but it's apparently over because the bishop crosses back over the threshold with one robed man. Only filth now remains in that space she vanished from. Her shoulders so thin now they look like they might fall off, sway as though unable to endure the mounting pressure. Those in the crowd watching her begin raising their voices in criticism. Some in the crowd break down into tears while others hurl abuse at her face. At the same time, they speak ill of her in lower tones. She stops at the sound of the lamentations and turns this way for a moment. One glance is all it takes for me to realize how much thinner her belly area is. For a few moments, she squeezes out her last breath until suddenly, she looks up and shouts, "I've done nothing wrong!" In the name of God, her scarlet eyes shine behind her bangs, hanging below her forehead, not filled with sorrow, but with pure wickedness. It couldn't have been us. We didn't do anything. She was like, I have no interest in forcing you to do. What?
Hello. I know you've been here, 07. Is Happy Saint SHEOL not a Twitch category? I like, when playing these kind of smaller games, I like being in the games and demos thingy. Also, I don't know if it is a Twitch category. So sleepy. If you need to go to bed, that's okay. Hanging below her forehead, not filled with sorrow, but with pure wickedness. Feels as though her sharp gaze is directed at me, and I find myself unable to breathe. In response to her unexpected act, one guard uses a burning piece of metal to brand a mark onto her waist that makes her start walking again. The odor of burned flesh, the girl screams, and the tearing silk fill the large room. I shut my eyes against the sudden nausea and quickly cover my mouth. That, however, is apparently not enough. Vomit and tears leak through the gaps of my fingers. People around me notice something's happening and move away, muttering insults at me. I collapse on the spot. My knees are limp. I can't see myself being able to stand up again. Hello. Well, I guess Blondie is died. Rest in peace. That altered the ending of the game. So far, the choices that we are given, we've been given one choice on how to interact with one of the characters, and then at the end of every story day, you get the choice to go visit 3 places, each holding a character. And I'm pretty sure they're all romanceable, I think, but our duty is to get married to the magic department, but we haven't been able to communicate with the magic department. The end of the long day, finally, of a long day, finally draws near. Once I calmed down after seeing that shocking spectacle, the anxiety flooded into my mind. Did she die because of me? Wouldn't they seek me out next, then? To be honest, I'd be lying if I said I'd never wished that she would just disappear from my life forever. That's what has me so scared. I want to ignore it, yet my stupid conscience keeps making me look back. As unease piles upon unease, the words we cannot speculate on who her partner was swirl around my head, branding me like some kind of evil curse. I go back to my dorm, and as I'm thinking about it, on my way, I see Sekret opening the door to his room. I've never seen him in the dorms before. Nobody ever went in or out of that room during either the morning or night, so I figured it was an empty room, but considering him, it makes sense that the room is his. You were next door to me? His reply is completely incongruous with the question I asked. Maybe you should pay more attention to things. I can't tell what his face looks like, since it's hidden by the door, but his curt, chilly reply ruins the calmness I'd finally found and eats away at my mind. I'm gonna grab him and question him further right this instant, but at the same time, I'm too scared of his reply to knock on his door. Even after holding up in my own room, I can't wipe away the unease. I press my ear to the wall. The slow beating of my heart is the only thing I can hear in this quiet room. It's making me sick. He should start digging in his butt. Today? I go to sleep now? Good night, good night. Thank you for stopping by. Just how much time has passed? Eventually, I hear a sound from the other side. A soft one, like a bed spring moving slightly or a closet opening. Surprised, I bring myself away from the wall. I might be hearing things, but the irritation sinks its claws into my mind, not letting me peel it away. Another room. It was in another room. Nobody is listening, but I say it to myself anyway, as if making an excuse to soothe me. My room is the only one between her room and his room. At the time, I was in her room, I think? I lose confidence in my memory, as though something is crawling into my brain and rearranging things. Yes, you were in her room. I put the blanket over my head and take a long, deep breaths, filled with anxiety. I doubt they'll stop until the sun rises. Tough, tough, tough. Wow. Are we gonna have a dream? We gonna have a dream? Yeah, we have the dream now! Today's dream is a little different from usual for some reason. As always, I'm in the space the space I'm in is filled with dripping, festering, fetid entrails, but I'm not the one standing atop the pile of corpses this time. I think someone else is standing there, but after a moment, they become yet another one of the countless dead bodies. Sticky bubbles rise in an irregular pattern from a hole made of water droplets. I watch as it happens from afar. I look around, but see nothing but rotting flesh. There's not a living person in sight. Where did they all go? Why am I standing here all alone? I can't come up with an answer. I've grown very tired of being in this situation. I just stand there, staring at the bright red ground. Then, I slowly approach the body closest to me. The pool of blood has a sour stench to it. I think I see the corpses move ever so slightly. I narrow my eyes and focus my vision and get a little closer. I want to see the face. But a moment later, something hard to accept occurs before my eyes. The stomach of the corpses I thought moved begins to expand. Is it because of the rain? The body's gut expands like a frog's vocal sac, and eventually, it bursts. I try to gasp, but I can't. My face and my head, my chest, they've all been splattered with filth from that stomach. A wet, dripping clump of something falls out of my damp bangs and blocks my vision, causing me to scream. I kick off the slippery ground and begin to run. My eyes move quickly, searching for someone. The angel. The angel hasn't come yet. I bring my hands up in front of me, clasped together as if in prayer. I pray from the bottom of my heart for that angel to arrive. Because as long as she doesn't, I will never wake from this dream. The sky is still dark without a single ray of light in sight. I pray over and over for her to get here and end this terrifying nightmare. I search for the angel of my own volition. Is that our lovely Maya? As I thought, as though it's always been something that could only be given to those who pray, the dark skies I thought would remain closed forever finally part in twain, and from them shines an overflowing brilliant light that makes me open my eyes wide. She has appeared. The angel spreads her immaculate wings, bearing blinding light behind her, and places her slender arms around me. I'm sure that she is beautiful, the very essence of purity, but the rotten stench of this place is too ubiquitous, and it gets in the way of that beauty. My back, which is up against a slick wall, itches all over, as though hundreds of small insects are crawling around on it. I pull myself off the wall, and right in front of me is the angel. I'm sure that her warmth is something I have avoided for a very long time, and which I now continue to seek out. Whoa, there's more like fake cursors around. Do you see that? Weird. Blah, 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 blah. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Ah, she is an angel. Being far beyond me that I shouldn't even be able to lock eyes with her, much less touch her. And now, her pure hand strokes my body. Who are you? Why do you have her face? She sighs sweetly, and light strong enough to rattle my brain blinds my eyes. Unable to resist the urge to vomit welling up within me, I vomit out the smooth contents of my stomach. Filth that sprung from me sullies her beautiful clothes. I don't know, she looked kind of yellow, and it sticks to her hair, creating a miserable sight indeed. Well, that's great. I'm so glad that I puked on the angel. But her smile remains unsullied, as she does not withdraw from the hand that she held out to me. Ah, to think that she would embrace me, dirty as I am, without a hint of cruelty. What compassion she must possess. I reverentially put my trembling hands around her back. I accept her. I embrace her as she did me. It'll be all right, her gentle fingertips stroke my head. Her voice is soft, and it's almost cruel. She accepts me wholeheartedly. If I could remain like this with her for the rest of time, I would gladly offer her everything. This warmth, the heavy beating of my heart, the sense of being engulfed.
Alright, I woke up. It's morning. And this is where I stop for today. I'm gonna start on this scene. Alright. Thank you everybody for coming today. We're gonna continue again maybe later on this week, but probably sometime next week. Maybe. We'll see it. We'll figure it out. But I do want to continue this game. I'll look up how long to get to the first ending. So, we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Thank you. I'm enjoying the story a lot. I think it's really cool and weird and mysterious, and I'm very curious, you know? You know? Crazy train to send off. Okay, crazy train. This one. Alright. Thank you for coming. I'll see you guys later, okay? See you tomorrow in the Discord. I won't be streaming, but we'll be watching the John Wick movie because I really want to watch it and I want to do something with you guys, so I'll make a little events notice. And we'll be watching John Wick at 7 p.m. PST, so be there or I explode you with a gun. I'll see you later, okay? Bye-bye!